The story begins at Awakening Square. Welcome to a world of unpredictable superpowers, where reality and game merge into one. Here, upon reaching 18, humanity awakens unique skills, opening the door to extraordinary abilities. The career system splits into three main branches: combat, life, and support. Anyone unlucky enough to awaken into the life branch is destined to live an ordinary life. Meanwhile, support careers are money-burning machines. Without a wealthy clan or backing, don't even dream of nurturing a powerful supporter. For me, the optimal path is to awaken as a fighter in the combat branch. This world contains countless dungeons, forbidden zones, and secret realms teeming with monsters. Only by awakening a combat career, grinding levels frantically, and slaying beasts can I continuously grow stronger. And I, Lin Han, will definitely become the strongest man. Lost in these heroic daydreams, someone suddenly poked his shoulder. Lin Han, it's your turn. It was Wang Chong. He leaned in to whisper, "The advisor has had you pinned this whole time." Lin Han cursed inwardly. This is really screwed up now. The beauty was Yang Shuowei, the advisor for Class 6. She warned sternly, "Don't be doing personal things on a momentous day like the awakening, Lin Han." Before she could finish, Lin Han sprinted onto the awakening stage. Wang Chong cheered below. "Lin Han, when you become a fighter, let's grind levels and kill monsters together. Wait for my triumphant return." Awakening a career depends not only on talent but also heavily on one's willpower. Since being transported here, Lin Han had trained tirelessly with the goal of becoming a fighter. He stepped slowly into the center of the formation. Immediately, a gigantic beam of light shot from the vortex straight into the sky. Oh my God! Is Lin Han's talent that terrifying? What kind of overwhelmingly powerful career will he awaken into? What the hell is happening? Yang Shuowei explained, "That's a mysterious career. Besides the three main branches, there's a very rare type called a mysterious career. Its appearance caused this spectacular phenomenon. It's a heavenly blessing for the newly awakened career." Wang Chong, ecstatic below, said, "Could Lin Han be destined to become an invincible powerhouse?" A notification appeared before Lin Han. "Congratulations, Lin Han, on successfully changing class. Achievement unlocked. Mysterious career. Career attribute. Mysterious career. Specific career name. Life Right Officiant." Upon hearing this, Lin Han gaped. Right Officiant? Isn't that the origin class of the support line? He stood rooted to the spot for a long while. The ceremony coordinator muttered regretfully, "Unexpectedly a Right Officiant. This boy is truly a pity." Wang Chong confusedly asked the coordinator, "Teacher, Lin Han's phenomenon was so spectacular. Clearly an extremely powerful career. Why do you say it's a pity?" The coordinator slowly explained, "Right officiants belong to a special branch of the magic system. Unlike ordinary mages, they support teammates by chanting battle hymns. Each hymn gives different supportive effects. It's truly a peculiar support career. But its leveling path is extremely arduous. The cultivation system in this world has 9 major realms, with each new stage every 10 levels. Right officiants must absorb special elements to break through realms, meaning they must enter dangerous disaster zones. Even a level 60 powerhouse wouldn't dare to penetrate deeply. Under such conditions, who could manage it? In history, no right officiant has ever surpassed level 30. It is dubbed one of the most worthless careers. Hearing that, Wang Chong was stunned into blankness. A natural disaster? That power is a force of nature even more terrifying than the forbidden spells of legend. Lin Han trudged down from the stage. Yang Shuowei immediately stepped forward to comfort him. "Lin Han, don't be discouraged. After all, you still possess a mysterious career." Lin Han thought bitterly to himself, "Could my life really be ruined like this?" He went home dejectedly and opened his personal status panel to check. Of the 5 basic stats, 3 exceeded 100. This foundation is far stronger than a normal person's. If only he had awakened as a fighter, these stats would be godlike. Stamina, 100. Agility, 30.
Mana, 50.
Endurance, 110. Strength, 120. Well, let's see what skills I have. At a glance, Lin Han immediately curled his lip. Why did I get such a weak-ass career? And it even has 4 of the worst junk skills imaginable. A weak class might not be stronger at level 10 than common life professions. Just then, a familiar sound rang with a notification. You have received a message. Lin Han opened it and was instantly delighted. Detected host in mental collapse. Guidance system officially online. Activated 10,000-fold acceleration feature. Lin Han cheered inwardly. A system? The golden hand has finally appeared. The system allows selecting any item or target to accelerate 10,000 times with no limits. Lin Han immediately asked, System, can you accelerate my career panel 10,000 times? The mechanical voice quickly replied, Of course. Immediately after, a new notification appeared. Career panel successfully accelerated 10,000-fold. Host, please check. Everything inside had been completely transformed. Forbidden binding magic, an innate talent ability that can suppress all magical elements within a 500 kilometers radius, and then convert them into the user's own mana. Angelic protection, forbidden spell grade. Sing hymns praising the goddess of life to automatically resurrect some deceased creatures, excluding machines, elements, and spirits. Soul restoration, forbidden spell grade. Chant the song of the death god to summon a legion of undead. After victory, 30% of defeated enemies are converted into allied spirits, excluding non-living units. Lure into decadence, forbidden spell grade. Sing the goddess of decadence's song to impose 2 negative effects on a target, giving them a 15% chance of unconditional surrender. Chaos zone, forbidden spell grade. Summon a land of chaos. Our side receives 2 types of buffs and automatically casts random forbidden spells like Frost Arrow Barrage, Chain Lightning, Falling Star Shards, and many others. Lin Han couldn't help exclaiming in amazement, This is awesome! For forbidden grade spells with attributes amplified 10,000-fold. With these toys, I can storm into the disaster zones easily. At that moment, Wang Chong came running frantically. Finally found you. Lin Han, wait for me. Don't ignore me. Once you're reclassed, we'll go straight away. I have something important to discuss. Wang Chong continued. In 7 days, the universities will begin their entrance exams. In the next few days, come grind dungeons with me to raise your strength. We'll apply to university together. Suddenly, a mocking voice rang from afar. Ah! Wang Chong, are you joking? Lin Han awakened the most useless career and still wants to go to university? Going there to be janitors, maybe? Wang Chong immediately flew into a rage. What do you mean by that, Gao Sung? You only awakened the thief career in the combat branch yourself. What's there to be arrogant about? Gao Sung sneered and slowly stepped closer. Lin Han, I told you. Good theoretical grades won't solve anything. People of humble origins like you are destined to be trash. Lin Han immediately shot back. Smart dogs don't block the road. Get lost and let the water clear. Hearing that, Gao Sung's face turned purple. What did you just bark? Lin Han, stop pretending to be noble. Do you still think you're the number 1 genius of number 2 high school? With that worthless career, I could beat you senseless with one hand. As soon as he finished, Lin Han threw a straight punch at his face. That was followed by an extremely powerful strike to the stomach. Gao Sung was hurled away, his body slamming hard into a corner of the wall before coming to a stop. Lin Han's eyes burned with fury. He flexed his sinews, bones cracking repeatedly. You just said you could beat me with one hand? Seeing Chao Sung beaten senseless, his cronies rushed over in panic. Boss, are you okay? Lin Han growled and repeated, What did you just say? Beat me with one hand? Chao Sung still tried to keep some pride. You don't get cocky yet. Wait a few days. I'll hit level 10 and enter phase 2. You'll still be nothing but trash. Then we'll see how I deal with you. Lin Han continued cracking his knuckles. The sound made the whole group flinch. Chao Sung hastily looked for an excuse to escape. Anyway, just wait. Retreat. On the way home, Wang Chong kept exclaiming, Ah, Lin Han, I have a feeling you'll become a major figure who commands the weather. Lin Han laughed. Bro, Cut the tall tales. Let's get home. It's getting late. Wang Chong replied seriously, I'm serious. I mean it. Lin Han walked quietly through the old, run-down streets, muttering, when will these shattered roads ever be fixed? It's such a hassle getting around. After winding through narrow alleys for a while, he finally reached his small house. Tired and dejected, Lin Han thought to himself, how do I even tell my parents about this? They'll be so disappointed in me. But when he opened the door, he forced a bright smile. I'm home. Smells great. Did Dad cook today? His mother replied gently, Lin Han's back. Today is an important day. The boss gave us an extra hour off to celebrate your awakening. The family gathered around the warm dinner table. His father picked up a bottle and filled a glass. Today our son has become a man. Have a drink with your father. Lin Han nodded. Yes, sir. His mother said softly, it's okay about your awakening. The homeroom teacher already called to tell me. Lin Han bowed his head. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. His father spoke kindly. Although you didn't become a fighter as you wanted, don't be discouraged. His mother smiled encouragingly. That's right, dear. Talented people shine in any profession. His father raised his glass. Come on, boy. Don't be down. Be strong. For the future of our family. Let's drink together. Lin Han looked at his parents and replied firmly, don't worry. I will never give up. The dinner ended quickly. His mother was busy washing dishes in the kitchen. Lin Han poked his head in and asked, do you need help, Mom? She looked at him and waved with a smile. No need. Go sit and watch TV. Just then, an old black box was brought before him. His father's voice rang out, hey son. Lin Han took the box with curious eyes. What is this? His father leaned back in his chair. His face flushed from the wine, his eyes barely open. He slurred, this is a gift from your mother and me. His mother came up from the kitchen, saw the box and said, oh, you took it out? This is our family's heirloom. Hearing that, Lin Han turned and asked, an heirloom that looks this old? His mother smiled and explained, this was passed down by our ancestors. It's over 100 years old. Don't look at your father now and think badly of him. Our family used to be a great clan. Lin Han helped steady his father and complained, is that so? Oh, it's heavy. Mom, give me a hand. His father, drunk but still laughing loudly, son, don't look at our house being poor now. But if you trace back 18 generations, our family used to be prominent. In his dreamy eyes appeared the image of a powerful figure holding a staff atop a peak. He continued musing, now our family has you, and you are a mage. That's good. Tomorrow I'll take you to train. Before long it was nearly 10 o'clock at night. The old box was finally open. Lin Han happily picked up the item inside to examine it. It was a staff and a mage's long robe. He thought in amazement, I didn't expect this to be a golden grade mage set. This is already considered mid-tier gear. On the market it's worth at least over 1 million spirit dragon coins. Balanced offense and defense. Really good stuff. Just then, the system displayed an information panel. Name, magical protection position. Staff rank, golden description. Carries lightning elemental effect. Can increase damage by 8%. Has a 10% chance to trigger an additional electric attribute damage instance. Next came the long robe info. Name, magical protection position. Long robe rank, golden description. When equipped grants a layer of magical protective armor. This armor can absorb damage on behalf of the wearer, capped at 5% of maximum HP. In the small room the light still shone brightly. Lin Han immediately ordered, system, accelerate these two pieces of equipment 10,000-fold. The system quickly replied, okay, please wait a moment. Not long after, a new notification appeared. The two pieces of equipment have been successfully accelerated 10,000-fold. Host, please check. The first info panel appeared. Name, robe of the lawgiver position. Long robe rank, legendary description. When equipped grants an extremely strong layer of magical protective armor. This armor can absorb damage on behalf of the wearer, capped at 100% of maximum HP. Immediately after came the staff's info. Name: Staff of the Lawgiver position. Staff rank: Legendary description. Carries lightning elemental effect. Each time a skill is cast, there is a 100% chance to trigger an additional enhanced lightning attack. Note: due to system limitations, equipment can only be enhanced up to legendary rank. The staff and long robe in Lin Han's hands instantly changed form. They radiated brilliant golden light, their auras far stronger than before. Seeing the two new items, Lin Han was so joyful he almost laughed out loud. Ah! I'm rich. Golden gear just turned legendary in a flash. And it even has a 100% activation rate. Facing the system interface, Lin Han clenched his fist. A smug smile tugged at his mouth. Mages have always been weak in melee. But from today on, please call me the close combat mage. Having said that, he happily jumped in the middle of the room. The excited youth even self-styled a title, the Close Combat Dad. Lin Han lay back on the bed, phone in hand, pondering. After level 10, he must break through phase 1. To succeed, he must absorb the origin of an element. The system also reminded him that to obtain an elemental origin, he is required to enter a disaster zone. Lin Han thought inwardly, a disaster zone? While browsing online, he happened upon a post. An account named Fu Quan commented, entering a disaster and still daring to go in. I salute your manhood. I'll point you to the country of Haijua. According to the post, Haijua is a nation formed of long coastlines and countless volcanic islands. The coasts there are swarming with dangerous monsters. Images of gigantic, terrifying creatures kept appearing on the screen. Not only that, Haijua's seas are the gathering place of innumerable storms. Horrific natural disasters occur there frequently. Just then, Lin Han's phone pinged with a notification. Wang Chong sent you a message. The chat window appeared. Wang Chong wrote, "Wanna grind levels with me tomorrow?" Lin Han replied, "Can't, sorry." Wang Chong immediately asked, "Why?" "I specially picked a low-level dungeon. Monsters inside are only level 1 to 5. Perfect for support classes to level up. Forming a team is slower but safer. University entrance exams are coming. You have a great chance to get into a good school." Lin Han answered, "Fighting alone is more efficient. Leveling up is faster. You know that." Wang Chong sent a crying emoji and complained, "Don't be reckless." Lin Han continued explaining, "Although my right efficient job can't easily pass phase 1, before level 11 soloing dungeons isn't a problem." Wang Chong thought for a moment, then replied, "If that's the case, I have no objection. After you advance to phase 2, remember to level with me." Lin Han sent back a handshake cat sticker. Agreed. After sending the message, he sighed softly. "Sorry, brother. The country Haijua is too dangerous. For someone only level 1 like him, he absolutely couldn't let Wang Chong know." He checked the clock on his phone. It was nearly midnight. Lin Han yawned and murmured, "It's so late. Go to bed already. Hope everything goes smoothly tomorrow." The next morning, at a colossal high-rise called the Teleportation Plaza, a mechanical voice announced, "Destination: the country of Haijua." Lin Han presented his travel permit. After verification, the system promptly responded, "Identity verified.
Passage grand aide.
Immediately after, a gigantic blue gate slowly opened. Wearing his mage's long robe and holding his staff, Lin Han stepped through slowly. "Have a smooth journey." His hand passed through the veil of light. In the blink of an eye, Lin Han had crossed the gate and arrived in a completely different world. The moment he set foot, he saw a warning sign by the road. Lin Han read it curiously. It clearly read, "Be careful when fighting monsters. Relatives, try not to cry. Ahead, white silver poison frog. Phase 2 entry prohibited." After reading the warning, Lin Han muttered, "Looks like this place is full of danger right from the start." As he read the sign, he felt a murderous aura closing in behind him. Slowly turning his head, Lin Han immediately saw a gigantic silhouette. Two blood-red, fierce eyes were staring straight at him. The monster suddenly let out a earth-shaking roar.
Linhan jumped in fright.
Ah! What the heck is that? At that moment, countless sharp blue boulders appeared in the sky. They gradually materialized in midair. In an instant, thousands of razor-sharp stones plunged toward the ground at an incredible speed. Seeing this, Lin Han immediately raised his staff. A layer of magical shielding appeared before him. Boom! 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 The rocks struck the shield one after another but could not penetrate it. After avoiding the sudden assault, Lin Han exhaled in relief. He looked at the staff in his hand and thought, "This shield really saved me in time. No wonder it's legendary grade equipment." Seeing its attack fail, the monster's eyes burned even redder. It seemed completely enraged. From the darkness, its true body gradually revealed itself. It was a gigantic green frog with terrifying blood-red eyes. It opened its mouth and let out a tremendous roar. The sound reverberated across the area. Inside the shield, Lin Han struggled to withstand the horrific sonic wave. He clutched his head in pain. His face went pale, cold sweat streaming down. "My head's going to explode." At that moment, the system issued a warning. "Host, please note. The protective shield can only block physical and magical attacks. It cannot stop mental damage." Hearing that, Lin Han immediately regained his composure. He turned, swung his staff behind him, and snorted coldly. "Who do you think you're looking down on?" Lin Han raised his staff high. Brilliant golden light erupted from its shaft. The long robe billowed in the wind. Countless magic runes swirled around him. Lin Han's voice echoed through the space. "The hurried flow of life, the beguiled traveler, the wrath of the gods, the plea of the stars, the thought of evil, the order of beings. O great chaos deity, I am your sincere devotee." Immediately after, a colossal fireball appeared in the sky. It hurtled toward the ground at wind-tearing speed.
Linhan hoted lodlig. Incantation.
Chaos domain. Bam! The giant fireball slammed into the ground.
A horrifique explosion érupted.
A sea of crimson flame swallowed trees and everything around. The earth shook violently. Amid the choking smoke and dust, mysterious footsteps slowly advanced. At the same time, in Huguang City, a young man wearing a cap was intently watching the magical monitoring board. His expression suddenly changed. He immediately reported, "Minister, the mana fluctuation alert for all of Huguang City has spiked to its maximum." Upon hearing the report, the minister glanced at the monitoring screen. The cap-wearing guy beside him asked anxiously, "Minister, is there a possibility the enemy is launching an attack?" Hearing this, the minister frowned and explained, "Huguang City sits at the center of the coastal defense line. There are more than 10 defensive cities around it. If an enemy truly launched an attack, those cities would have raised alerts first." Having said that, he hurried into the command room. A soldier immediately stood and saluted loudly. "Greetings, Minister." He nodded and ordered, "Turn on the surveillance screen." On the giant screen, a blazing red circle appeared in the center. The minister said gravely, "Contact higher command immediately. Confirm whether any powerful figure is casting or controlling any prohibitive incantation in this area." The soldier replied at once, "Understood." Just then, glaring red text suddenly flashed on the screen.
Danger alert.
High-intensity magical energy is approaching. Another soldier, listening to an emergency call, reported, "Leader, request declaration that all of Huguang City enter combat readiness. Also urgently determine the direction of the mana source. Await further orders." Outside the city, gigantic tsunamis were churning violently. Forked lightning tore through the pitch-black sky. Loudspeakers echoed everywhere. "Attention residents. The city is officially entering combat readiness level 1. Please evacuate in an orderly manner. Proceed quickly to the designated shelters." Across the city, people fell into panic. The violent waves had begun to reach the bases of the high-rise buildings. Everyone watched the scene in horror. Just as the tsunamis were about to swallow everything, a golden barrier suddenly appeared. covered the entire city like a massive dome. A mechanical arm extended from the control center to run checks. A technician quickly reported, "The protective layer is operating normally. The first attack wave has been successfully blocked." Another added, "Evacuation of the hazardous rear area is complete." Shouts rang continuously over the communications system. Squad 1 assembled. Squad 2 assembled. Awaiting orders. Ready to deploy at any time. Above the high-rises, the sky was filled with countless terrifying bolts of lightning. Meanwhile, Lin Han's system suddenly displayed a string of notifications. All rewards from this attack have been received. Lin Han looked at the system interface and laughed smugly. Although reaching level 10 requires a lot of experience, getting all these items is worth it. At that moment, a new notification appeared. "Congratulations, host received a skill book. Do you want to accelerate it 10,000-fold?" At the mention of skill book, Lin Han's eyes lit up. "Oh, there's something this good?" He smiled excitedly. "Of course I'll accelerate it 10,000-fold. The system quickly displayed the details. Name, Blessing of the Many Gods type. Skill book rank, Prohibited Incantation trait. No chanting required description. The user can cancel all chanting and casting motions and directly unleash the power granted by the gods without any ritual or prayer." After reading the description, Lin Han couldn't help exclaiming, "This thing is overpowered. It strikes without any prior sign. Taking a life would be almost invisible." Before he could enjoy the moment, the ground beneath him shook violently. Lin Han's whole body swayed as if in an earthquake. He immediately looked toward the distant mountain. Explosions were occurring there one after another. Columns of dark red smoke billowed high into the sky. Seeing this, Lin Han muttered, "Looks like I need to quickly gather fire and wind elements." Looking at the system map, he quickly determined the direction. If the guide is correct, it's probably this way. Lin Han took his staff and flew into the air. Soon he arrived at the erupting volcano area. From above, he saw most of the monsters inside had been burned to ash by lava and explosions. "Looks like I don't need to act myself." While searching, he suddenly discovered a sphere hovering in midair. The sphere radiated brilliant light. Deep red flames blazed fiercely around it. Lin Han cried out happily, "Found it! The fire element." He immediately opened the system interface. A prompt appeared. "Do you want to collect the fire element into your inventory?" Without hesitation, Lin Han confirmed. Right after finishing, he put his hands on his hips and laughed. "I didn't expect the fire element to be so easy to get. Now to find the wind element." At that moment, violent waves rose offshore. The sea surface trembled without stop. Thunder and lightning roared across the sky. Lin Han rode his staff toward a massive whirlwind. At the storm's eye, a strange beam of light was emanating. He checked the map and confirmed, "The wind element must be inside." Without hesitation, Lin Han plunged into the vortex. A tremendous power erupted. In the center of the storm, a wide void opened. Sea water exploded outward, spraying everywhere. Lin Han parted the waters to both sides and slowly advanced into the heart. There lay a gigantic gem radiating brilliant light. Seeing it, he cried out happily, "Found it!" Dusk gradually fell over the country of Haijua. The coastline was washed in a beautiful amber glow. Lin Han opened the system interface to check his spoils. He fell into thought. This time he had collected not only the 2 elemental sources from the disaster area but also numerous rare medicinal herbs and valuable equipment. If I put all this on the exchange, it would definitely sell for a considerable sum. Just then, a streak of light shot across the sky. Lin Han laughed loudly. Objective completed. Time to go home. Meanwhile, in the coastal city, the central square screen was broadcasting live footage of the raging tsunamis. Emergency loudspeakers blared everywhere. Urgent notice. Because the city is currently at alert level 1, all teleportation routes are temporarily suspended until further notice. Please evacuate following staff instructions. Move quickly to designated shelters. As soon as Lin Han stepped out of the teleport gate, he saw chaotic scenes. Crowds of people were pushing and scattering everywhere. Screams of terror rang out continuously. "We're done for. It's a tsunami. Get out of the way. Don't block the path. You should move. Stop pushing." Lin Han walked forward slowly with a dazed expression. He had no idea what was happening. At that moment, a nearby attendant approached. "Sorry. This teleport exit is currently closed." Hearing that, Lin Han asked in surprise. "Closed? But I just returned." The attendant immediately looked astonished. "Then you're really lucky. Please come with me quickly to the evacuation point." As she spoke, she pointed the way. "You must have just returned and don't know. Not long ago, a mysterious power caused a tsunami to strike Huguang City. The entire city is in chaos now. They say that power originated from the country of Haijua. Hurry up. I'll take you to shelter." Hearing this, Lin Han froze. Evacuate. In his mind, he quickly connected the dots. Mysterious power. Country of Haijua. Isn't that the prohibited incantation I just used? His hand tightened on his staff. He couldn't help blaming himself inwardly. Damn. I miscalculated the range of the incantation's effect. I nearly destroyed all of Huguang City. Without thinking further, Lin Han immediately turned and strode forward. His face grew extremely serious. Behind him, the attendant hastily called after him, "Hey, passenger, where are you going? Hey!" Meanwhile, in Huguang City, a massive green barrier was covering the entire city. That was the life wall. On the barrier wall, countless powerful figures were channeling all their mana to maintain the defense. Below, a soldier reported in panic, "Minister, the situation is not good. Scanners show the life wall has reached its tolerance limit. The next attack wave will arrive in 5 minutes. Hearing this, the mayor immediately went pale. "What?" The minister quickly issued orders. "Relay my command. All powerhouses above level 30 who have assembled must immediately take positions on the life wall. Also, urgently send requests for assistance to neighboring cities. Huguang City needs emergency aid. Do not delay under any circumstances." The soldiers all shouted in unison, "Understood." At that moment, a huge crack appeared on the surface of the life wall. Shouts rose from the defending soldiers. "We must hold the life wall. If we fail, Huguang City will face catastrophic disaster. This battle must not retreat." The rallying cries echoed across the front. "As long as people remain, the city remains. As long as people remain, the city remains." At the command center, a soldier in a white uniform suddenly shouted in panic. "Not good. Scans show the life wall has developed another crack. At this rate, it's over." The mayor heard and spun to glare, then barked, "What's with the panic?" At that moment, the minister frowned and calculated. If things had come to this, the only option was a desperate gamble. He slammed his arm down hard, creating a dazzling yellow magic circle, then ordered, "All of you, listen to me. Use magic to generate a reverse force and invert the protective ring. Before the tsunami hits, shove it back for me. Do not hold back. Use all your mana." The survival of Huguang City was wagered on this moment. The shield reversed toward the tsunami. A loud chorus rose in unison. Yes, some collapsed from exhaustion, whispering, I can't go on." Another struggled to say, "Ha, I can't." The speed of their magic couldn't match the tsunami's pace. From afar, a soldier shouted loudly, "Hey, hold on." Seeing this, the mayor's face tightened and sweat poured as he despaired inwardly. Could Huguang City really be wiped out today? From the distance, a staff lit up and pointed straight at them. A voice rang out like a blessing song. The soldiers, exhausted, were instantly restored. They were astonished. "Hey, whose magic is this? Wow. My body suddenly feels full of energy. I can't believe we're restored." "Then get up and fight." The shield now covered almost the entire raging tsunami. A hopeful voice said, "Just a little more and we can control the sea surge." The shield fully enveloped the violent sea wave. An excited soldier's voice rang out, "Minister, the protective layer has been successfully reversed. We've managed to contain the tsunami. Hearing this, the minister shouted, "Hold the barrier for me. Those still able, open the teleport gates immediately and fling it as far away as possible. Begin teleporting." The tsunami and the shield vanished into the void. A clear announcement sounded, "Large-scale teleport successful. Sea level is decreasing. 10%. 50%. The sea gradually returned to its calm state. The announcement continued, "Sea level has restored to normal. Protective layer disengaged." The soldiers stared at the scene in stunned silence. It worked. Lin Han, riding his staff in the sky, looked down at the joyful scene and shouted, "Oh yeah! Ah! It worked!" With a handsome grin, Lin Han said softly, "All done." Lin Han exhaled in relief. That was dangerous. Almost a disaster. The power of prohibited incantations is really too strong. I must be careful using it in the future. Today must not happen again. A ding rang from his pocket. Lin Han's mother's voice came over the line. "Xiao Han, are you okay? The tsunami just hit and you didn't answer. I'm about to go crazy." Lin Han thought to himself, "Ah, I forgot about that." He quickly reassured his mother, "Don't worry. I was in a shelter so there was no signal. I'll be home soon." Warm sunlight shone over the city. Lin Han thought, "The danger's past, time to go home. Tomorrow I'll go to the promotion hall to accept the rank-up task. Then hit the market to sell the herbs and improve my parents' life." The next morning at the promotion hall, Lin Han spoke up, "Hello. I'm here to accept the level 2 promotion task." The attendant replied, "Please fill out this form first." Lin Han sat before the attendant and said, "I've filled it out." The attendant took the paper and said, "Okay, I'll verify your information." She picked up the paper and read, "Name, Lin Han. Age 18. Status, student.
Occupation, oui.
After reading, the attendant displayed a contemptuous look and said, "There are two types of promotion tasks. Assigned tasks are usually A or B rank. The other is a random task. The rank depends entirely on luck. Which do you choose?" The sign beside her read, "Friendly service, consistent from start to finish," which felt ironic. Lin Han timidly said, "Random task." The attendant produced a blue orb and said, "Place your hand on the glass sphere and channel your energy into it." She glanced at Lin Han and thought silently, probably another guy trying his luck with a low-rank task. After a moment she said, "Your result is ready." At that moment the system notification appeared. The system has selected a suitable task. Promotion task. Go to the subterranean city, locate and eliminate the Abyssal Apostle, and obtain the Abyssal Heart. Task rank S. A shocked shout rang out. "Rank S." The attendant looked at Lin Han, stammering, "This." Before she could finish, Lin Han cut in, "I accept." The attendant lunged toward him and yelled, "Hey, I recommend you reconsider. An S-rank task for a weak profession is basically a death sentence." Lin Han broke into a sweat but answered firmly, "It's fine. I'll take it." The attendant sighed helplessly, "All right, I'll accept the task for you." The computer screen popped up and the cursor clicked the Accept button. A long entry appeared on the city's information board. Task: Eliminate the Abyssal Apostle. Requirement: Travel to the subterranean city, kill the Abyssal Apostle, and seize the Abyssal Heart. Rank S.
Recipient, Lin Han.
Profession: Right Officiant of Life. Stage 1. Level 10. People who saw it gasped and murmured, "Who is this? He dares accept such a dangerous task. Right Officiant of Life? Never heard of it. Could it be a hidden profession?" The attendant's voice rang out, "You have successfully accepted the task. Good luck." From behind, a group of rough-looking men approached. They looked at Lin Han and called, "Hey, pink-haired brat over there." A man wearing a green armband said, "I heard you took an S-rank task. Team up with us and I guarantee you'll finish it easily." The bald man sneered at Lin Han and asked, "Well?" 3 thugs who looked like market bullies closed in on him, eyeing him contemptuously. The bald one, appearing to be their leader, coaxed, Join our team and we'll make sure you complete the task. Seeing this, Lin Han found them annoying, frowned, and waved them off. Sorry, not interested. I prefer to work alone. Hearing that, the leader looked momentarily surprised, then immediately flew into a rage and shouted, "You little punk!" He then glared, raised his fist toward him, and bellowed, "Refuse a drink? You want a punishment drink?" Faced with his nonsense, Lin Han scowled in annoyance, turned, and delivered a straight kick to the man's face. Those around, seeing his strength, stared wide-eyed and buzzed with talk. "Are you kidding? This is a weak profession. This power is even stronger than a regular fighter. Truly a terrifying monster." At the leader's side, two underlings rushed over worriedly and asked, "Boss, are you okay?" Being knocked down by such a young kid humiliated him deeply. He growled, "Damn it, knocked down by a weakling. I'll definitely collect this debt." One underling eagerly asked, "Boss, should we beat him up now?" Annoyed at his underling's stupid question, he angrily bonked his head and scolded, "Is your brain waterlogged? Fighting is forbidden in the city." The other underling fell silent, only able to stand there. The leader's face darkened. He sneered as he watched Lin Han's retreating back and vowed to himself, "If I can't do it openly, I'll play dirty. Kid, I'll make you kneel and beg me someday." At the trading market, Lin Han entered and greeted the receptionist. "Hello, I'd like to sell some equipment." The receptionist beamed at the arriving customer and said warmly, "All right, please follow me." She led him into room 221 and greeted him enthusiastically. "This way, please have a seat. Which equipment would you like to sell?" Immediately, Lin Han dumped out a pile of glittering equipment that made the girl gasp in surprise. "So much of it?" But to Lin Han it seemed trivial. He replied calmly, "Right here." Realizing he might be a big customer, the clerk quickly said, "Sorry, please wait a moment. I need to get the manager's permission. After that, the manager would deal with you directly." A few minutes later, a neatly dressed man approached and said, "Mr. Lin, have you been waiting long?" He then smiled and greeted, "Hello, I'm the market manager for Huguang City's trading market. My surname is Liu, appraisal grandmaster, level 46. Hearing level 46, Lin Han was also surprised and exclaimed, "Oh, a level 46 appraisal grandmaster. No wonder the trading market is one of the strongest guilds in the world. Truly a hidden dragon among tigers." After that, he looked at the pile of items Lin Han had taken out and tactfully said, "Mr. Lin, you're generous indeed, taking out so many items again. I've just reviewed them. This stack of common equipment can net you 23 million. That's a very fair price." Next, Lin Han placed two short swords on the table that looked rather unusual and asked, "What about these two?" He examined the short swords, picked them up for closer inspection, and said, "Mr. Lin, wait a moment while I check." Pushing his glasses up, he solemnly intoned, "O revered appraisal deity, grant me the power to inspect all things. I will revere you eternally. Please bless your follower so he may see through all." After appraising, he squinted and said, "Mr. Lin, I'm finished. These two pieces likely belong to the same set. Though not complete, they are indeed legendary grade equipment. If you agree to sell, I can offer 140 million. Hearing the staggering price, Lin Han immediately nodded, "Deal." Immediately after, the manager handed him a black card and said, "This is our trading market's VIP black card. No matter which city you trade in, you'll receive the highest benefits." He took the black card and cheerfully replied, "Thank you, Manager Liu." As he prepared to leave, he told the manager, "Also, I'd like to buy some skill books." The manager responded warmly, "Certainly." After finishing the transaction, Lin Han strode out proudly and opened his system panel. "System, help me level up skills as fast as possible." Looking at his skill panel, he murmured in satisfaction, "Very good. Now no danger can come near me. Time to go do the mission in the subterranean city." When he arrived at the subterranean city's intelligence center, an employee handed him a map and said, "Sir, here is all the recent data on the Abyssal Apostle. Welcome to consult it. He took the map and stepped inside, thinking to himself, this subterranean city used to be infested with monsters. Who knew it would be so prosperous now? Suddenly he sensed a murderous aura. There's killing intent. Not very strong, just a small fry. No need to worry. Find the abyssal apostle first. As he walked, the figure of the bald man from earlier appeared from behind a wall. He wore a sly grin, as if plotting something. Entering the area of the abyssal apostle, Lin Han told himself, according to the map, this is its latest location. Suddenly, the silhouette of a gigantic monster appeared, stomping the ground so hard it made him startle. The monster, seeing an intruder in its territory, immediately roared loudly. Seeing the monster, Lin Han sneered, "You're so ugly it's painful. Time for you to die." With that, he cast a spell, striking down a massive bolt of lightning that blackened the monster into a charred lump of flesh. As he was convinced everything was over, the monster suddenly regenerated to its original form and raged, lunging forward with a gigantic fist aimed at him. Seeing the colossal fist hurtling toward him, Lin Han quickly leaped back a considerable distance, frowning as he exhaled. Too strong. I've lost 1,800 HP. Even an M-rank ice poison frog doesn't deal more than 800 damage. Just then, a strange shout came from afar. You arrogant fool! In front of the abyssal apostle, you're just a small fry. Lin Han turned his gaze toward the voice and frowned angrily. So it's you, the trash from the Tam Xe Hoi mercenary squad. On the other side, the bald man strode forward with a sword, proud, accompanied by his underlings, and boasted, "You're way too arrogant. A weak profession like yours dares touch the abyssal apostle.
Besides, Eva investigated.
You have tens of millions in assets. That'll be mine sooner or later." Ha ha! Hearing his arrogance, Lin Han glared. You know I have money and still dare act like this. You really must be tired of living. The bald man seemed fearless. Even while the monster attacked him, he calmly said, about to die and still big-mouthed. Then he swung his blade, cleaving the monster into hundreds of pieces, and continued bragging, I'm a stage 2 expert. Dealing with a level 10-something monster is nothing. Finishing his words, he waved his sword toward Lin Han with a sly, smug grin. Besides, kill you out here in the middle of nowhere, who would know? Lin Han's expression darkened. He glanced at the two underlings and cast a spell. Time's about right. Forbidden chant. Fall into corruption. The two underlings hit by the forbidden chant immediately grabbed their blades. Their eyes burned red as if controlled. They slowly advanced toward their boss, radiating murderous intent, whispering non-stop, Kill! Kill! The boss, seeing his men acting strangely, broke into a cold sweat and stammered, What do you mean? What are you trying to do? Suddenly one of the two underlings lunged, wildly slashing at him. The bald man, thinking his men wanted a larger share, dodged and shouted, Are you crazy? If you want money, tell me, we can negotiate again. But the two, like soulless beings, ignored the persuasion and continued their frenzied assault, screaming, Kill! The bald man panicked, his face turning ashen. While brandishing his knife in defense he trembled, saying, Fine, I'll give you another share. Don't be greedy. When words had no effect, he pointed his sword at them and threatened, Do you want to die? Immediately after, the three descended into biting and hacking at each other, trying to kill one another. One of the underlings grabbed his arm and bit down hard until blood gushed out. The other wouldn't be outdone. He seized his leg and took a savage bite. The bald man was terrified to the extreme, staggered back, then turned to look at Lin Han and stammered, Was it you? Did you bribe them? Hearing that, Lin Han merely sneered, Idiot! Still haven't realized they're under my control? The bald man broke out in a cold sweat, his face full of terror.
Impossible.
You're only an M-rank support profession. How can this be? How can it be? Lin Han gave a light smile, raised his staff, chanting as he spoke, Who said support professions can't do this? Cut it out. This is the finale I prepared just for you. Enjoy! Chaos Domain. With that, a massive bolt of lightning struck from the sky. The bald man and his two underlings were instantly turned to ash. Before vanishing completely, he still screamed in despair. Who are you really? Lin Han ignored the screams and calmly walked out of the cave. Contrary to the gloom inside, sunlight outside bathed him as if welcoming his return. Suddenly, a deafening explosion rang out behind him. Lin Han turned and saw the entire cave collapse into ruins. Seeing that, he was speechless. Didn't I use a forbidden chant? Is this subterranean city made of tofu or something that it collapses so easily? At the same time, at the Mana Inspection and Measurement Department of Jiaoyue City, an employee stared at the monitoring screen, mouth agape in shock. My God! How did this happen? A loud noise suddenly sounded outside. A neatly dressed man, looking like a supervisor, stormed in angrily and shouted, "What now?" The employee flinched to one side, pointed at the screen flashing red, and tremblingly said, "There's an extremely terrifying energy fluctuation in the subterranean city. It might be a forbidden chant. The subterranean city could collapse at any moment now." Hearing this, the leader slammed his hand on the desk so hard the surface dented. He roared, "Damn it! That supreme power freak has nothing better to do? Last time he caused a tsunami. Now he intends to bring down the entire subterranean city. What the hell does he want?" The employee stammered. "So, what should we do now?" The leader ground his teeth and ordered, "Call the mayor immediately. What are you standing there for?" He grabbed the phone and reported, "Mayor, the subterranean city is at risk of collapsing at any moment. For the safety of the professions, we must initiate an emergency evacuation." The mayor, alarmed by the news, replied, "Understood. I authorize you to organize the rescue teams. Act immediately. Quick, quick, quick." The leader kept a stern face and answered, "Yes, but, Mayor, this is happening just as students are awakening their professions. It may not be simple." The mayor reassured him, "I'll report up the chain to request reinforcements from the supreme power. You focus on rescuing people. Tun Ho, the future of Jiaoyue City depends on you." Upon receiving the order, Tun Ho shouted, "All units assemble. Move toward the subterranean city." Hearing the order, all uniformed personnel rushed out of the room and headed swiftly to the scene. Inside the subterranean city, people were panicking and fleeing. Someone shouted, "Run! The subterranean city is collapsing." Seeing the dire situation, Lin Han thought to himself, "No, if these people die because of me, I'll be haunted forever." Acting on it, he cast another forbidden chant, Angel's Protection. This chant can automatically revive recently dead flesh and blood beings for a short time, but it has no effect on elementals or spirits. The moment the chant activated, green rays of light immediately flared across the city. Someone who had thought they were dead suddenly sat up dazedly and said, "I'm not dead yet?" At that moment, the uniformed rescue team with Tun Ho also arrived. They shouted, "Hurry! Time is life." During the rescue, one survivor murmured, "I think I saw an angel just now. It was beautiful." Tun Ho seemed unconcerned, staring into the distance as he ground his teeth. "That damn supreme power freak. Don't let me find you, or I'll make you pay." Lin Han passed by and froze at the sight of his anger. He kept telling himself, "He can't see me. He can't see me.
I'm doomed.
This time it's a big mess. I have to change jobs quickly and get out of here." At the Profession Transfer Center, Lin Han hurried to the female attendant and said excitedly, "Sister, I finally found you. Let's start right away." The attendant blushed at his handsomeness and stammered, "H here. No, I can't. I'm not mentally prepared." Seeing she misunderstood, Lin Han quickly raised his mission certification orb and forced a smile. "I only want to transfer professions. Don't make things awkwardly sentimental." The attendant went blank and flushed. "Huh, I didn't expect you weren't interested in my beauty. Scum." Suddenly she paused, then exclaimed in surprise, "Wait, you completed the Abyssal Apostle mission so quickly? Those nearby also gasped. You're joking? The abyssal apostle just appeared and it's already defeated? What kind of monster is this guy? Someone else marveled. He must be a mysterious genius sponsored by a great family. Truly unfathomable. Hearing those words, Lin Han wanted to scream inwardly, "Don't praise me so recklessly. I don't want any attention at all." Though thinking that, he still scratched his head awkwardly outside to hide his embarrassment. No. It was just luck. I happened to run into two masters fighting, so I rode their coattails. Bystanders frowned at that, some tearing at their hair in envy. This kid's really lucky. When will I ever meet someone who can carry the team like that? I want to cling to his leg too. Having successfully covered it up, Lin Han thought to himself, good thing I got away with it. He turned to urge the attendant, "Hey beautiful sister, hurry up with the transfer paperwork. I'm in a rush." The attendant tossed her head arrogantly. Fine. Let's do the transfer." After completing the procedures, Lin Han looked at the system stats with immense joy. Indeed, the second transfer is completely different from the first. It's like night and day. System, boost me by 10,000-fold. Feeling the abundant mana surging through his body, he said excitedly, "Amazing. This really is the godly skill of defense and escape. Next time I need to find a better dungeon to grind levels." Just as he stepped out, he saw people running in chaos everywhere, faces full of panic. He grabbed someone at random and asked, "Brother, what's going on? Why is everyone in an uproar?" The man replied fearfully, "This time it's for real. Minister Tun Ho suspects a supreme power has appeared. He's interrogating people one by one. His presence is terrifying." Hearing the name Tun Ho, Lin Han broke into a cold sweat and thought silently, "Good thing I just completed the second transfer. He's looking for a supreme power. Who would have guessed a supreme power would be linked to a kid who just did a second transfer like me?" At that moment, a large screen announced, "Attention, everyone. From today, the subterranean city will be sealed for repairs. Also, for safety reasons, no one may enter or leave." Seeing Tun Ho's declaration on the screen, Lin Han felt like crying. He muttered, "If we can't leave the city, where am I supposed to find materials for the third transfer?" Lin Han ducked into a guild and calculated as he walked. "Now we're locked down. Can't go out to find materials. Only option is to try my luck with Director Lu." Director Lu brightened as soon as he saw him, delighted as if he'd struck gold, and warmly welcomed him. "Lin, didn't expect to see you so soon. Please have a seat." A female attendant quickly brought over a cup of hot tea and set it before him. "Lin, please enjoy the tea." Director Lu took out a catalog and introduced, "This is our merchandise list. Pick whatever you like, Lin. I'll give you a 10% discount." Lin Han closed the book, sipped his tea and said, "Give me 20 units of various magic coil axes." Setting the cup down, he lowered his voice. "By the way, Director Lu, I'd like to ask about some information." Director Lu patted his chest and assured him, "Rest easy, Lin. My trade guild's information is as reliable as home-cooked rice." Lin Han spoke bluntly. "To be honest, I need a source of cataclysm." Hearing the request, Director Lu was embarrassed. Seeing the old man falter, he pressed, "You don't have any?" Director Lu hurriedly explained, "It's not that. The source of cataclysm is extremely rare. Leads to buy one are non-existent." He smiled and said, "I understand. What if I trade a mythic-grade item for it?" Director Lu's eyes lit up. "Lin is a VIP client. No need to be formal. There's an upcoming auction in Diaoyue City. There will be information about it there." He thought to himself that waiting for the auction would take too long. Better to farm levels and craft the item first. He pretended to be displeased and said, "Director Lu, your business practices aren't right. If I don't buy this info, it will leak sooner or later. I'll pay with a mythic-grade item." The old man gave a crafty smile. "Don't worry. I wouldn't let a regular customer take a loss. Bring it up." A moment later, the attendant brought up an object covered by a white cloth. Director Lu whipped off the cloth and invited him to inspect it. The sparkling light emanating from the object astonished him. He couldn't help exclaiming, "So bright! Could this be?" The object inside revealed itself as a spherical orb. Old Director Liu continued, "Exactly. This is the teleport formation for the white-silver dungeon of the Ascension Sanctuary from Legend. With it, he could bring one person into the white-silver dungeon and enjoy rapid leveling." He held the item in his hands and praised, "Director Liu, well done. The white-silver dungeon entry is rare and hard to find. Even money can't always buy it." The old man rubbed his hands and grinned with narrowed eyes. "So Lin? Satisfied with my service?" He gave the man a thumbs up and cheerfully said, "Completely satisfied. Director Liu, you're a true brother." After closing the deal, old Liu and his staff escorted Lin Han all the way to the door. Once Lin Han was out of sight, the attendant asked in wonder, "Director, a white-silver dungeon ticket is worth its weight in gold. Aren't you losing out by trading it like that?" The old man watched his departing figure and said smugly, "How could I be losing? I sensed his aura is much stronger than before. If he needs a source of cataclysm for a transfer, I might witness the first-ever second transfer. This investment will pay off." Leaving there, he went to the central hall to think. The white-silver dungeon allows 2 entrants. Who should he bring along? While pondering, his phone rang. Seeing the name Wang Chong, he smiled to himself. Speak of the devil, and there he was. As soon as Wang Chong picked up, he gabbled, "Hey bro, remember me?" He teased back, "Oh wow. Busy guy like you has time to call me today?" Wang Chong, holding a skewer in one hand and chewing loudly, replied, "Was going to invite you to form a team to grind, but the city got sealed, so I just called to vent. I'm filling my sorrow with food right now." Taking a swig of beer, Wang Chong nearly choked when Lin Han said, "Don't talk about that. You bring me to level up, I have a sweet hookup. The teleport formation for the white-silver dungeon." Hearing that, Wang Chong spat out his beer and shouted, "Holy crap! Which rich lady is sponsoring you? How do you even get your hands on something this rare?" Then he chuckled, "Or introduce us to that rich lady so we can ride her coattails?" Lin Han was speechless. Everyone around turned to look at him like he was an alien. He snapped, "Cut the nonsense. Are you coming or not?" Wang Chong hurriedly replied, "Of course I'm coming. When and where?" He concluded, 9 tomorrow morning. Entrance to the white-silver dungeon. Be late and I'll leave you hanging." Wang Chong cried out in joy, "Deal! You bastard! You're not being generous, hiding such a great run?" The next morning at the white-silver dungeon entrance, a long line of people stretched out. Seeing Wang Chong, Lin Han mocked, "Early bird. Huh? Why did everyone get so hyped when they heard white-silver dungeon?" Wang Chong replied reluctantly, "I came to see what this rich lady sponsoring you looks like. Turns out there's no one. What a waste of me getting up early." Lin Han was dumbfounded and just shook his head. "That guy. I can't even." Lin Han stepped forward, looped an arm around Wang Chong's neck, squeezed, and growled, "If you want to die, just say so. I'll make it happen for you right now." While the two were joking, a bold group approached from afar. One of them shouted, "Oh ho ho, look who I see here. Isn't this the school's #1 genius from that year?" A guy with orange hair sneered, "Ha ha, what a joke. A support class like you. What right do you have to come trying the white-silver dungeon?" Hearing them insult his friend, Wang Chong rolled up his sleeves intending to rush in. The one who had spoken continued to taunt, "Wang Chong, here's some sincere advice. Bringing a useless drag into the white-silver dungeon. If he dies later, we'll pick up his corpse for you." "Ah!" Wang Chong glared angrily at Lin Han and shouted, "Lin Han, let me go. I need to duel this guy to the death." Lin Han raised a hand to stop him and calmly counseled, "Don't bother quarreling with trash like them. You can tell at a glance these guys are weak." Hearing that, the other immediately flew into a rage. He pointed at the two and shouted, "You trash, watch your mouth. I'm a second-tier master already." Hearing this, Lin Han just curled his lip in contempt. "Humph." The trash got provoked and lost his temper. "Why should I respect you?" As if hit in the heart, he ground his teeth. "What do you mean by that? Say it clearly. Lin Han paid him no mind and looked toward the yawning cave entrance. What's the matter? Still too scared to show yourself? Not far off, a figure trudged forward. A group quickly surrounded Lin Han and Wang Chong, but a few shrimp-like lackeys weren't worth their attention. Confident smiles stayed on their faces. Lin Han greeted them amiably. Chao Sung, haven't seen you for a few days. Why do you look so worn out? He was mocking them while forcing them to bring reinforcements to restore their courage. Chao Sung, with glossy purple hair slicked back, neat gelled bangs, and flashy clothes, wore an arrogant, unpleasant expression. He looked like an empty rich kid who leeches off family. Chao Sung shot a disdainful look and replied, provoking us and trying to rile others now? He continued to press. Am I wrong? A support class who can't even level up dares to crawl into the white-silver dungeon. Aren't you handing over your life? The henchman behind him looked brutal and unfriendly. Chao Sung spread his arms and urged, Wang Chong, I advise you to team up with others instead. Not only did he disdain them, he tried to split Lin Han's team, a textbook villain move. Wang Chong had been thick as thieves with Lin Han. Seeing his friend slandered, he couldn't stand it and prepared to charge in and teach them a lesson. Lin Han, don't stop me. Today I'll beat that guy until his teeth fly out. But his friend restrained him. Lin Han quickly put up a hand to block him. Thanks, bro. But leave the face slapping to me. Wang Chong scowled, still upset, but he didn't rush forward. The red-haired henchman of Chao Sung charged with a sword and roared, You don't treat us seriously, do you? He swung the sword down, but Lin Han casually knocked the sword out of his hand with no effort at all. Wang Chong, used to scenes like this, thought to himself that the guy really wasn't someone to be trifled with. Lin Han's overwhelming level terrified the opponents. How can this be? Lin Han grabbed the red-haired man's collar tightly, leaving him with an utterly bewildered expression. Then Lin Han hurled him forcefully toward Chao Sung's group like a bowling ball. Hit them all, he shouted. If this were real bowling, Lin Han would have scored a perfect game. The 4 remaining men were slammed and flew in all directions. A miserable sight. The orange-haired and black-haired men on Chao Sung's side were terrified. No way. He's not even using skills, right? His physical stats have already exceeded normal standards. A support class body this beefy? The two shook as they looked at their comrades coughing up blood. Underestimating support classes cost far more than they expected. Lin Han immediately rushed in, fists like iron barreling toward Chao Sung. He panicked, cowering and stammering, You don't come any closer. After that, the bitter consequence of misjudging the wrong person became clear. Chao Sung was bound fast and pinned against a large rock, his face contorted as he wailed pitifully.
Lin Han.
Wang Chong, I was wrong. Please let me down. Wang Chong sneered. No way, Wolf. Before you truly realize your mistake, enjoy hanging there and taking in the view. Lin Han, let's go. After venting their anger, the two strode off leisurely.
Cao sung web in uter humilitan.
Lin Han.
Wang Chong, I will never be on speaking terms with you two. He was bound tight like a rice cake tie, unable to escape, becoming a target for everyone's gossip. For someone as arrogant as him, there was no harsher punishment. Passers-by pointed and murmured, a proper young master defeated by a support class. Good thing it's not my kid or we'd be mortified. Lin Han and Wang Chong stepped through the teleport gate. The scene instantly shifted from a picturesque forest to a ravaged battlefield. Dry skeletons lay strewn across the golden sand. These were the fallen soldiers. Wang Chong exclaimed, Is this an ancient battlefield? It doesn't look particularly special, does it? Lin Han warned on guard. Don't be complacent. These undead soldiers aren't like the little monsters from Shinsho village. Better safe than sorry. No sooner had he finished when a bony hand suddenly shot up from the ground and grabbed Wang Chong's leg. He yelped, Holy crap, they even play ambush games. Lin Han was startled too. But then Wang Chong saw a golden chance to show off and shouted, Lin Han, get behind me. My profession is Grand Card Master. No monster can get close to me. As he spoke, he summoned 2 cards engraved with yellow symbols that flashed like lightning. looking extremely powerful. Lin Han stood silently behind his friend, trusting the forthcoming performance. In an instant, the undead exploded into pieces, not a shard of armor left. Wang Chong laughed proudly. See that, bro? That's real power. From afar, Lin Han strolled over, dragging a zombie with one hand. Behind him lay a mountain of immobilized undead, piled atop one another. He smiled at his friend who had just displayed his confidence. Pretty strong, just a hair slower than me. Wang Chong immediately became ecstatic, unable to accept that their strengths and classes seemed unrelated. He pointed at his teammate's face and yelled, "Bro, this scene of yours is totally wrong. Wrong. You're solving this with punches. You're actually a disguised warrior, aren't you?" Lin Han wasn't surprised by the reaction. He just chuckled and explained, "Uft. I have innate divine strength. What's strange about that? If I weren't afraid of the government finding out, I'd cast a forbidden chant and wipe this entire map clean." Saying that, he casually tossed the zombie aside like trash, as if nothing had happened. His true power was terrifying. Wang Chong stood speechless beside him, forced to accept reality. He sighed, "I suddenly feel a bit redundant. With those monstrous physical stats, give you a hammer and you could single-handedly smash the entire dungeon." Seeing his friend's morale dip, Lin Han put an arm around him and smiled. "All right, don't sulk. Let's speed up our leveling. You clear the front. I'll cover the rear." Wang Chong quickly perked up, placing a hand on his chest with confidence. "No problem. Leave it all to me." He immediately cast a spell, eyes shut, arms outstretched, muttering an incantation. Divine thunder, purge their sins. Mysterious brown cards materialized around him. Magic erupted, strafing the skeletal horde, causing them to scream as bolts of lightning rained down repeatedly. After everything was taken care of, the two stood side by side. Wang Chong relaxed and marveled. That was fast leveling. Then he suddenly wondered, Lin Han, what's wrong with you?" At that moment, as if sensing imminent danger, Lin Han grabbed Wang Chong's shirt and yanked him roughly to the side. Wang Chong, utterly confused and not understanding what was happening, shouted, "Lin Han, do you seriously not consider me human?" A huge axe slammed down exactly where the two had been standing, sending dirt and rocks flying. Lin Han turned his head to look. In front of them stood a horned monster gripping a massive axe, towering and roaring in fury. Wang Chong stood beside him in awe. "Lin Han, from now on I should call you Brother Han. You even pulled out a hidden boss. Truly top tier." Lin Han immediately stepped in front of his friend, his face turning serious. "Be careful. This one isn't simple." Wang Chong stood behind to reassure him. "Don't worry. I'll support with ranged attacks to wear its stamina down first." Wait a sec." Before he could finish, Lin Han shot forward like an arrow at the horned monster. Wang Chong flailed behind, shouting in panic, "Are you crazy? Hey, Lin Han is clashing fiercely with the horned monster." At that moment, the monster's axe blade came down with crushing force. Lin Han used his staff to block, then turned and shouted, "What are you standing there for? Use your magic and attack now." Instantly, Wang Chong's magic circle appeared above the monster's head. The monster roared, "Groo!" Lin Han was knocked back by a strike but struggled to stay on his feet. Seeing the danger, Wang Chong yelled, "Lin Han, come back. I've nearly drained its HP. I'm about to unleash my final blow to finish it." The monster was now gravely wounded, screaming madly, swinging its axe wildly and chopping surrounding trees into splinters flying everywhere. At that moment, Lin Han fell from the sky like a descending angel, his staff blazing as he shouted, "Never underestimate a support class." A blinding light struck the monster's head. The divine blow made it spew blood everywhere. After personally slaying the boss, Lin Han walked away looking utterly cool, his scepter still glowing majestically. Wang Chong watched the whole scene, his face registering complete disbelief. Soloing a boss one-on-one? No way. Am I seeing things? Brother Han truly lives up to his name. Outside, the system displayed a clear notification. Dungeon. Ancient battlefield. 2-player scale. Members, Lin Han, Wang Chong. Completion 100%. Hidden quest activated. Headland Chief. Completion 100%. Clear time 16 minutes 28 seconds. The red-haired girl exclaimed in surprise. Look! The dungeon record has been updated. Meanwhile, Chao Sung was still suffering, tied fast to the rock. He stared wide-eyed, unable to believe what he'd just heard. How can this be? This absolutely can't be happening. Arriving at the university gate and seeing the flood of students pouring in, Lin Han remarked, "No wonder it's the college entrance exam. It's really crowded." Wang Chong replied with a laugh. Of course, countless experts are all waiting for a chance to skyrocket their status here. Suddenly from behind, the familiar figure of Chao Sung appeared, radiating hostility and smelling of gunpowder as he said, "Kim On-vo, the school's #1, has arrived? Under so many eyes this time, I want to see how you cheat." The two sneered at the defeated man and taunted. "Being tied to a drying pole must feel uncomfortable, huh?" Mentioning the past set Chao Sung off in a burst of anger. Red-faced, he pointed at Wang Chong and shouted, "Yeah, last time I was careless and you got lucky. But today I'm second tier. Go beg your ancestors for help." Wang Chong shrugged and smiled inwardly. Second tier I truly can't beat, but dreaming of taking on Lin Han is a daytime fantasy. Suddenly, a loud, clear bell rang, signaling that match time had begun. Everyone turned their eyes to the stands, where a girl was using deep magic to hold the giant bell in place. She stepped forward and announced clearly, "Everyone, feel free to show your strength here. Except for a ban on performance-enhancing stimulants, all other methods are allowed. The sole objective is to defeat your opponent." Ladies and gentlemen, the official competition begins. After the rules were announced, Lin Han patted his shoulder and encouraged him, "Wang Chong, do your best. Just don't lose in an embarrassing way." Wang Chong slapped his chest confidently. "Relax, I won't let you be humiliated." Immediately after, the referee announced the opening match.
Cao Sung vs Lin Han.
Both contestants, prepare to enter the stage. Moments later, Lin Han and Chao Sung walked onto the stage together under everyone's watchful eyes. Chao Sung angrily pointed at Lin Han and shouted at the referee, "Ref, Lin Han blatantly cheated in the dungeon. I demand his disqualification from this competition immediately." The referee's face darkened at that, and she snapped angrily, "Absurd! Right before my eyes, no one can cheat. Are you two going to fight or not? If not, get off the stage." Hearing this, Chao Sung signaled to wait a moment, then turned and pointed at Lin Han to provoke him.
Lin Han.
"What right does a pathetic support class like you have to set a dungeon record? This time I'll expose your fraud." Seeing his overconfidence, Lin Han frowned and asked, "Chao Sung, what exactly are you trying to do?" He smugly declared, "Simple. We bet a match. If you lose, everything you've achieved is fake. The penalty is you can't take the college entrance exam for the next 5 years. And the same goes for me if I lose." Lin Han scowled and replied coldly, "You keep picking fights with me. Do you really think I'm an easily manipulated pushover? Fine. I accept this bet." With that, he immediately activated his second-tier skill, his aura bursting out as he boasted triumphantly, "After second tier, my power is so terrifying you can't imagine it." Below, the crowd gasped in shock. "Oh my God, so strong. Is that the second-tier skill of a thief? Can't even see him. How are you supposed to fight?" Indeed, a second-tier expert, Chao Sung is a rare genius. On the arena, Chao Sung flickered in and out like a ghost. Each time he appeared, he curled his lips in mockery. "I know you're tanky, but if all your hits miss, what's the use? You're only fit to be my punching bag." Lin Han watched, question marks filling his head, a twitch at his mouth. He frowned, eyes full of disdain. Is that all? To him, everything was crystal clear. The opponent's stealth skill was almost useless. He could see every position without even activating a skill. Chao Sung still didn't realize this and kept charging at extreme speed. "Lin Han, pay for your arrogance," he said as he swung his blade in flurries. But Lin Han simply dodged lightly, as if swatting away a feather. Chow Sung stood stunned, trying to reassure himself. How is this possible? Must have been beginner's luck. He kept charging in to attack, but the result was the same. Lin Han dodged each strike as easily as eating candy. The audience below broke into sweat, exclaiming in amazement. Incredible speed! I only see after images. The person next to them turned pale. Lin Han's speed is outrageous. He hasn't a scratch yet. Is this the level of a master? An old expert sitting under the stands nodded and remarked, strong physical gifts, godlike reflexes. And yet the profession is right efficient. How interesting. On the stage, Chow Sung was out of breath, his limbs trembling, drenched in sweat. Impossible. How can you dodge all my attacks? Lin Han shrugged and answered calmly. The speed you think is fast is like a crawling turtle in my eyes. Below, someone laughed and pointed at Chow Sung. Why so quiet? You were barking loud earlier. Now suddenly silent. I don't like hearing this. Chow Sung, furious, pointed at Lin Han and shouted, report him to the referee. Check him. This guy is definitely cheating. The referee immediately flushed angrily and shouted, enough! No one can cheat in my sight. If you're out of tricks, then I'll declare you the loser right now. Hearing that, he jumped up in anger and immediately went all out. No, I'm not defeated yet. I still have my final trump card. With that, he thrust his sharp dagger straight at Lin Han and charged with a spiral attack. This time you're finished. Lin Han immediately took a defensive stance, ready to meet him. But suddenly, the referee leaped in and raised her hand to stop Chow Sung's move. The atmosphere on the arena instantly grew tense. Chow Sung was stunned. Referee! I already struck him. Why did you block me? The referee glared at him fiercely and snapped. If I hadn't intervened, you'd have skewered his heart. Want to try the feeling of being kicked off the planet? Those words made Chow Sung tremble. He collapsed in helplessness. Immediately after, the referee announced clearly, winner, Lin Han. From below, Chow Sung glared at him with bitter resentment. Unconvinced, Chow Sung roared and lunged forward, pointing his sword at Lin Han. No, I won't accept defeat. Lin Han reacted instantly and landed a crushing punch that drove him down and cracked the arena floor. Looking at the pathetic loser on the ground, he frowned, unable to gauge his strength, clearly spared already yet still seeking death. The referee stared wide-eyed at the scene. This much raw power from a right officiant? When asked, he winked confidently. Genuine goods, returns guaranteed. He looked at Chow Sung flattened on the ground, frowned, and contemptuously stomped on him. Get up, stop playing dead. Was I fighting lightly? Are you appeased now? Afterwards, 2 medics carried him off on a stretcher. He felt utterly humiliated. He raised a fist and shouted in vain. Lin Han, a gentleman can wait 10 years for revenge. I will definitely defeat you. Stepping down from the ring, Wang Chong grinned broadly and slapped him playfully on the shoulder. Truly my sworn brother, so proud. Seeing his jubilant friend, he grabbed his shoulder and pushed his head down teasingly. You bastard, that hurts. Wang Chong winced and raised both hands in surrender. I know I was wrong, big brother. I'm sorry. At that moment, the loudspeaker blared. Wang Chong, Zhang Siwen, 2RA Mai, Lu Yunyun, please go to the ring. Late arrival equals disqualification. All eyes immediately turned to the arena. Lin Han was surprised to hear Wang Chong's name called. Oh, this selection includes free-for-alls? No losing allowed. Wang Chong gave a thumbs up. Okay, relax, just watch me perform. Ascending the ring, Wang Chong confidently summoned magic, his aura blazing. Let's dive in and feast. Let's all wreck this arena together. The black-haired opponent, seeing Wang Chong's vigor, recruited the 2 girls. Unexpectedly, they met a level 10 card master. Better we team up to send him out first, then settle the score. The pink-haired girl replied innocently, I'm a healing right officiant. So long as I can use my skill, I'll back whichever side and dance to any tune. The black-haired guy nodded, feigning menace. Makes sense. With that, he suddenly lunged and brutally ambushed the pink-haired girl. Eliminate the variable and we're free of debt. The poor girl was gravely wounded, collapsing and screaming. Having dealt with the healing bottle, the black-haired man turned to threaten the remaining dark-haired girl. Now you can't side with Wang Chong. So, Tu Jimei, join me or... Seeing his ruthlessness, Tu Jimei fearfully abandoned the bleeding girl. I'll follow you, the black-haired man sneered smugly. Good. Next, before he could finish, a cold card whizzed past his face. Startled, he spun toward Wang Chong and shouted, "Why did you stop me? This is a one-on-one match." Wang Chong frowned with contempt. "Just because she wants to side with me you act like this. I hate cowardly people like you." The black-haired guy laughed maniacally and charged forward. "Ha ha ha. Then I'll send you off first." You curled your lip provocatively. "Yeah, crowing so early. Think you've already got me?" Suddenly from afar, the black-haired girl trembled as she chanted, "I'm a hypnotist. This is my hypnotic art. You're completely drained of strength." Wang Chong suddenly felt dizzy, his limbs weak. He blurted out, "Why does my body feel so heavy?" Seeing a golden opportunity, the black-haired guy lunged. "As a MasterCard user, letting someone close is suicide, boy. I'm winning this match. Kill." In the nick of time, he managed to manipulate a card to block right in front of the blade. Then the card counterattacked and knocked him back several meters. What the hell was that? He collapsed, clutching his arm weakly but still smiling. "Miscalculation, friend. My cards aren't just for offense. Their defense is beefy too." Under the stands, the blond old man smiled in satisfaction. "Well done, use a defensive card and counterattack in an instant. Incredible talent." The white-haired old man beside him stroked his beard in agreement. "Indeed, nurture him properly and he'll surely become a brave warrior. Good seed crop this year." Back on the arena, Wang Chong unleashed skills like rain. "Now open your eyes and see the power of a MasterCard user. Lightning, fire, water, wind, light. Fire them all." The black-haired girl continued her trick. "Divine phantom armor, grant me strength. I'll blind your eyes. Try hitting my shadow if you can." Wang Chong's situation hung by a thread, while the black-haired guy remained arrogantly triumphant. He spat out a laugh. "Well done. Can't hit it? Then you're just a target practice for me." Wang Chong thought quickly. "If my eyes deceive me, I'll close them and launch a wide-area attack covering the entire arena. See where you run." 5 fire cards combined into a torrent of flames that blew the black-haired girl off the ring. The referee shouted, "Tu Jimei is eliminated." Now only 2 stood on the arena. He curled his lip. "Now it's just you. Feel like you have a chance?" The black-haired guy responded coldly, "Humph, you're a wreck. Let's see how long you last." He pointed his sword and lunged. Wang Chong immediately manipulated his cards to form a large shield behind him. Suddenly a voice rang out. "It seems you forgot about me." Behind the shield, the pink-haired girl was earnestly praying. "Goddess of spring, bestow your blessing. Let threads transform pain." As the spell took effect, Wang Chong's body recovered miraculously fast, as if never injured. The black-haired guy gaped in shock. Unaware 2 fire cards were closing in from behind. Wang Chong braced himself. This time you were sure to lose. The 5 cards rotated and boom! A massive flame erupted, blasting apart the arena. The black-haired guy was charred black, badly burned all over. The referee announced clearly, "The winner is Wang Chong." Lin Han jumped onto the ring and proudly clapped Wang Chong on the shoulder. "Well done, brother. Not only did you win but also..." Suddenly a familiar voice sounded from behind. "Wang Chong, thanks, but it's going to hurt in a moment." Wang Chong turned to the pink-haired girl and replied blankly, "It's fine. It's what I should do." "Wait, what?" A wave of pain ripped through him, making him tremble and collapse. "AAA," the pink-haired girl said apologetically. "I'm really sorry, but the silk thread of the line only temporarily transfers the wound. Afterwards it returns it doubled. Seeing you in so much pain makes me feel guilty. I'll definitely take responsibility to heal you." Lin Han smiled slyly at the sentimental scene. "Oh ho! I'm here carrying the load while you take the chance to flirt. I feel completely unnecessary." Wang Chong pleaded miserably. "Han, save me, don't abandon me." He stood up, turned his back, and walked off to prepare for the next match. "Enjoy it. I'm not your wingman." The pink-haired girl blushed. while Wang Chong stammered in despair. Don't say nonsense, we're just... An hour later, the referee announced the second round officially began with contestants Lin Han, Zhong Tam Tien, Du Lu, and Ho Sin. At the same time, the contestants climbed onto the stage one after another in a tense atmosphere. One of the three opponents spoke up. Lin Han, you're really strong, so we three agreed to eliminate you first, then settle the internal outcome among ourselves. Hearing that, he laughed aloud, clearly delighted. You're not even going to make it, right? Lin Han stood upright in the center, surrounded by the trio Zhong Tam Tien, Du Lu, and Ho Sin. The three of them shouted in unison in defensive stances. Then here we come. Du Lu reached out and cried aloud. Revered arrow deity, grant me the power to pierce all things. As she finished, a radiant golden bow appeared in her hand. She drew the bowstring taut, aiming straight at Lin Han. He calmly observed and assessed, then said, so you're a rare professional archer? It's a pity. He narrowed his eyes confidently. With my speed, I can easily dodge your attack. Du Lu was unfazed and snorted. Then can you avoid an area-covering attack? With that she released the string. Countless shafts of light instantly appeared and streaked like rain toward Lin Han. He showed no fear, stroking his chin thoughtfully. Although the attack is area-covering, the fall order is uneven. I can use my speed to weave through and dodge. But Lin Han suddenly flinched, feeling his body go strangely rigid. Can't move anymore? He thought to himself. It turned out that behind him, Zhong Tam Tien had already cast a binding spell. He sneered arrogantly, too bad. I'm a grand binding master. Before me, there's no skill that can evade. Lin Han raised his hand to check and found dozens of glowing threads tightly constricting him. Take this. The shining cords coiled. Zhong Tam Tien shouted, and a massive force surged from his body toward Lin Han, burying him in a blinding flash of light. Du Lu frowned with worry. No matter how strong Lin Han is, he can't withstand this move, right? Zhong Tam Tien gritted his teeth, anxiously waiting for the result, while Ho Sin watched with wide eyes. But contrary to the three's expectations, Lin Han's silhouette gradually appeared faintly in the thick smoke. He smiled and said, not a bad attack. He smiled at Zhong Tam Tien and leisurely stepped toward him. The glowing cords around him had snapped into pieces. Zhong Tam Tien exclaimed in astonishment. You used pure strength to break my bindings? Lin Han smiled and looked him straight in the eye, then grabbed a few of the cords. They look scary, but they're not solid at all. He added, they snapped after just a little force. Still, Lin Han wanted to give a bit of praise. The arrow's power was pretty good, getting hit would hurt. Du Lu stood at a distance, horrified and flustered, unable to help exclaiming. Escaping the bindings with physical strength and then catching the sharp arrow. Zhong Tam Tien was so stunned he was speechless, mouth agape at Lin Han. Ho Sin staggered back a step, saying in horror, what kind of monster is this guy? Lin Han laughed and then charged forward, confidently declaring, you've finished your attacks. Now it's my turn to act. But he had only taken one step when he suddenly slammed into a sheet of transparent glass. Ah! Lin Han let out a surprised cry. Around him, a colossal glass box materialized, imprisoning Lin Han inside. Ho Sin proclaimed arrogantly, how embarrassing. I'm a painter. This is my skill, drawing the earth into a prison. As long as the pillar of light stands, you won't be able to get out. But we can freely attack you from the outside. With that, Ho Sin turned to his two teammates and barked, what are you standing there for? If you have tricks, use them now. Seizing the chance, Zhong Tam Tien immediately cast Devouring Serpent Whip. A glowing leather whip with a snake's head appeared in his hand. On the other side, Du Lu also shouted, piercing arrow. The luminous bow in her hand flared into flame, the arrow ready to streak toward Lin Han. Lin Han gritted his teeth and, with all his might, launched a devastating punch at the besieging wall. Give it up. Ho Sin advised confidently, you can't get out. He was very sure of his own ability. But before he finished speaking, Ho Sin's eyes widened in disbelief at what he saw. How is this possible? He panicked, his face going pale. Lin Han curled his lip. He had cracked a line in the wall. One punch won't break it completely, so a few more punches will do. He taunted them.
Lin Han sköt lodlig.
The sharp thuds rang ear-splittingly after each powerful blow. With just a few more punches, Lin Han easily shattered Ho Sin's wall without taking a scratch himself. Now it's my turn to act, right? Lin Han smiled proudly at the three opponents before him. Not over yet. Dula shouted and released the bowstring. Overwhelming arrow. At her cry, a colossal beam of light, dripping with killing intent, shot toward Lin Han. At the same time, Zhong Tam Tien roared, "My strongest move, devouring serpent whip." He swung the serpent whip hard, its head lashing straight at Lin Han. "I don't fear that." Lin Han laughed, stepped forward, his hands trembling as he took both incoming attacks head-on. The crowd below cheered, astonished at his ability. My God, he defeats so many opponents with raw strength. Can he even be human? In the stands, a girl held up a sign with her phone number and shouted, "Lin Han, here's how to contact me. Remember to visit me tonight." Lin Han proudly put his hands on his hips, looking at his opponents with confident words. "You three are really good. Archer, Grand Binding Master, Painter, 3 rare classes coordinating isn't bad at all. You almost made me lose." His three opponents didn't feel proud, instead their expressions fell. Dula crossed her arms, huffing. "Almost made you lose? You didn't even get a scratch." Zhong Tam Tien scratched his head and sighed. "Oh man, we didn't even get to see his skill. So unfair." Ho Sin rubbed his chin and nodded. "This is too perverse."
Lin Han frovnid.
"Hey, don't insult someone just because you lost," he pouted. "I'm tough to beat, you know." Yet the three heavy hitters all turned and simultaneously raised their hands in surrender. In unison they shouted, "Referee, we forfeit, we won't fight this pervert." No sooner had they spoken than they dragged each other off the stage, leaving Lin Han bewildered. Not even a chance to argue back. He grumbled, "Whatever. Looks like Wang Chong is competing over there. Let's go check it out." Lin Han ran toward Wang Chong and found him lying on a stretcher, gritting his teeth and groaning, "Ah, it hurts, easy on me." Beside him, Van Van knelt treating his wounds, nervously saying, I'm sorry." Lin Han stepped forward, frowning at his friend. "Still not healed? I've already finished a match." He squinted and looked closer. "That's not right, this wound is new. Did you lose?" Wang Chong then looked up to see. He hurriedly sat up, clutching his chest and struggling to breathe. "Oh, I'm so unlucky," he complained. "Ran into a pervert. Couldn't even make out his silhouette before being defeated."
Luckily Van Van helped treat me.
The girl beside him sat meekly, bashfully lowering her head. Lin Han stepped forward, placed a hand on Wang Chong's shoulder, and smiled. "Kid, you're progressing fast. Already called Van Van over? Not bad, not bad." Wang Chong flinched, jerking his hand back and blushing as he protested. "Don't talk nonsense. Speak seriously. The one who beat me is named Nguyen Tu, scarily strong." Wang Chong warned earnestly. He and the other contestants are on a completely different level. Lin Han showed no fear, smiling confidently. "Don't worry, I remember. Han will get revenge for you." Though Lin Han reassured him, Wang Chong still looked uneasy. After that, Lin Han quickly finished each match, blasting the three opponents into the air with ease. Match 3, Lin Han wins, the referee announced clearly. Match 4, Lin Han wins. Advancing to the final, Lin Han smiled as the referee declared it and glanced down at the latest opponent who had just collapsed before him. In the final, Lin Han finally faced Nguyen Tuesday. He stood confidently before his opponent and asked with a smile, "Are you Nguyen Tu? You're the one who defeated Wang Chong, right?" Nguyen Tu on the opposite side was shrouded, his form unclear. Thick black smoke surrounded him, revealing only his bright eyes. Does Daoyue City really have no one left?
Nguyen Tu snersly.
The final and a second-tier cultist got through. He taunted Lin Han with contempt written on his face. Lin Han didn't feel insulted but disagreed. He frowned and retorted, "I already hate your tone. Besides, it sounds like you're not even from Daoyue City, are you? Talk is useless." Nguyen Tu cut him off. "Let me see what a cultist like you can do." With that, he sank into the ground. Ghostly smoke appeared around him, black flames rising as if swallowing the light. To show those old men who the strongest really is, he arrogantly declared, then faded into nothingness. Nguyen Tu shouted, "Revered shadow assassin, grant me the power to shatter the dawn." Saying that, a jet of pitch-black energy shot straight at him.
Lin han frovnid. Observing.
Is he trying to cover the entire arena with black smoke to gain the advantage? From his feeling, this black smoke probably lacks something. While thinking that, he suddenly startled and hurriedly stepped back. Right where he had been standing a moment ago, a hand reached out from the black smoke and plunged a sword into the ground. Lin Han thought in amazement. There was clearly no trace here just now. A swirl of black smoke began to envelop him. Nguyen Tu called out excitedly, "Not a bad reaction, but my attack is silent. Let's see how many times you can avoid it." Hearing that, he smiled confidently in reply. "So that's it, I understand now. Humph, all show and no substance." Saying that, he threw a powerful punch to one side. Immediately Nguyen Tu cried out in pain. He quickly manifested, returning to his original position, trembling in disbelief. "How could you find my location?" He smiled and answered without hesitation. "Actually, it's simple. Your first attack only reached out one arm, so I guessed you might be continuously moving within the black smoke to strike. Now it seems that's exactly the case." Nguyen Tu reformed into a human shape, his gaze icy as he looked at him. "To analyze my skill at a glance, Lin Han, your combat talent is indeed terrifying. But sadly, you're still not my match." Lin Han smiled confidently and raised his fist. "How arrogant," he sneered. "With this body of yours, can you withstand another hit from me?" Nguyen Tu's body immediately split into another clone. He said contemptuously, "No matter how strong your body is, you can only block once. With talent, you can defeat me alone. But can you defeat two of us?" Saying that, both of Nguyen Tu's incarnations blasted toward Lin Han like lightning. He dodged the attacks while muttering, "Are those afterimages from extreme speed? No, both breaths are the real Nguyen Tu." Another of Nguyen Tu's bodies flashed past his shoulder, laughing contemptuously. "Ha! It seems your body can't stop my dagger. Die." Although struck, he replied with complete confidence, "What made you imagine that two of you could beat me?" With that, Lin Han precisely grabbed both of Nguyen Tu's bodies with his bare hands. Nguyen Tu was utterly stunned. "How is this possible? A cultist like you can keep up with my moves?" He retorted, "Though the skill to split into two is strange, the gap between our strength is far too great." Saying that, he seized both bodies and spun them around in the air.
Nguyen Tu frantico scream, "Ah!"
"Stop, referee, I surrender." Hearing that, he swung his arm and hurled both of them forward. After speaking, he turned and left, but not before glancing back to warn. "Next time, mind your mouth. If you keep stinking like that, the consequences won't stop at this." The referee raised Lin Han's arm and declared clearly, "Nguyen Tu has lost combat ability. The winner is Lin Han. Thus, the championship of this contest officially belongs to Lin Han." A man stepped forward carrying a small box and spoke, "Congratulations, Lin Han, you have excellently become the top scholar of our Diaoyue city in this competition. This is your reward." At the sight of what was inside, he couldn't hide his joy and amazement as he exclaimed, "Is this a villa?" The man smiled and explained, "Yes, besides the villa there are skill books and a cash prize for you. If everyone strives to grow stronger, the government will certainly do its utmost to support you." The crowd below gasped at the prize. "Ovilo, I never even dared dream of that. Guess I have to grind levels." Someone even shouted, "Lin Han, I want to have your baby. I want to live in that villa." The man turned to the crowd and said, "All right, everyone. The Diaoyue examinations are officially concluded here. Next, you may interact with lecturers from the schools you prefer. May you all be admitted to your ideal universities." A confident young woman stepped out to introduce herself. "First, I'm Van T from the Qing Yun Academy." Next, a young man with a cold face spoke. "I'm Li Truong CA of the Shun Meng Academy." A teenage boy with a confident expression said, "I'm Wang Li Chong of the Lei Yun Academy." Then, a bald old man introduced himself. "I'm Tam Tien of the Jiuyun Academy." Finally, an uncle stepped forward. "I'm Kuk Fong Van of the Truong Kai Academy." Wang Chong stepped up, slinging an arm around Lin Han and asked, "Which academy are you planning to choose?" I chose Juyun Academy. What about you? Top tier, right? He brushed Wang Chang's hand away and replied, at best you'll only make the top 8. If Juyun notices you, start lighting incense now. And me? I don't think I received any admission offers. Hearing that, Wang Chang angrily said, no way. You're the top scholar and no university invited you? Someone's playing dirty, right? No, I must go find them and demand answers. Lin Han helplessly rubbed his temple and pulled Wang Chang back. Mainly they think I took the wrong path, neglecting skill study to focus on physical training. So they said they'd wait to see my performance next season. Upon hearing this, Wang Chang looked embarrassed. Actually, I think what they said isn't entirely wrong. Your muscular strength really doesn't seem like a cultist at all. Lin Han gave Wang Chang a painfully firm tap on the head. If you don't know how to speak, shut your mouth. Forget it, I don't care about them. No academy invitation is one less burden. Anyway, the prize is already mine. Let's go home. As dusk fell, at some secret location a group of people had gathered. A man spoke up. Master Tu Lam Dain, you finally decided to show yourself. The man called Tu Lam replied, I just checked the scene. There are indeed traces of a forbidden chant, but the imperial borders are guarded by saint rank masters. An outsider of supreme rank couldn't possibly slip in. So where on earth did this mysterious powerhouse come from? Cut to a lavish, luxurious villa. Lin Han scrolled his phone while nibbling chocolate. The TV beside him was airing the news. According to our station's report, at 3 p.m. yesterday, the Imperial Patrol's supreme powerhouse Tu Lam Dain arrived in Jiaoyue City to investigate. His mother poured water and scolded. Eat slowly, you fool. Winning a villa yesterday doesn't mean you've grown up. You're still so hasty. At that moment he froze when he saw who was calling. A sense of annoyance washing over him. Damn, don't tell me they're coming all the way to the door. The caller was none other than Manager Lu. He answered, keeping his voice as calm as possible. Hello, Manager Lu. Is something wrong? On the other end, the old man smiled slyly, raising a glass of wine. Mr. Lam, about the source of the calamity you asked for. We've got news. Lin Han perked up at that. Fantastic. Really? Where is it? If you're handling it, I'm relieved. Manager Lu swirled his wine and answered with a grin. This calamity is an earthquake disaster. Intelligence says it'll appear at a place called Yenyun City. At the name Yenyun City, he frowned and said, send me the exact coordinates now. I'll prepare to depart. Manager Lu grew visibly excited and hurriedly said, this trip you'll definitely need gear, right? I have a fine shipment here. Let me prepare some for you. Don't worry, I'll give you the best price. Hearing the pitch, he just smiled and declined. I don't need equipment. After I bring back the haul from this trip, I'll bring it to you to sell. Manager Lu slapped his chest in delight. That's perfect. I'm honored. Rest assured, Mr. Lam, I'll make you satisfied. Your goods must be top quality. This time we'll hit the jackpot. He replied, I'm confident in your work. On his end, standing in the room, he stared into the distance and murmured, the source of the calamity, Yenyun City, I'm coming. Back with Manager Lu. The old man tipped his head back and drained his wine in one gulp, then laughed heartily. Ha! This Lam really makes me feel he's deep and unfathomable. At that moment his phone suddenly rang, cutting off his excitement. It was a call from Boss Dain. Seeing Boss Dain calling, he cheerfully answered, Oh ho, Boss Dain. What breeze brings you to call me? Has your training arena gone quiet? Boss Dain on the other end exploded with rage, purple-faced and shouting. Shut up. Even if your auction floor folds, my training arena is still thriving. Listen, did you give Lin Han his pass card? Hearing the harsh tone, Lu broke into a cold sweat and asked back, What's this? Meeting a young man with extraordinary talent. Isn't a little investment allowed? Boss Dain responded darkly and curtly. Nonsense. Although that kid Lin Han has some potential, he's not yet deserving of the value of that pass card. Lu could only fret and rub his temple. Boss Dain, I won't say more, but please stop investigating Lam. After years in business, my instincts tell me Lam's abilities far exceed your imagination. Boss Dain sneered. Ha, your intuition. What is that? Fine, enough talk. I'm hanging up. As soon as Boss Dain hung up, Lu felt a chill and broke out in a cold sweat. Staring at his phone, he muttered, "Even he thinks it's dangerous? What kind of terrifying backing does this Lam Han have?" On a fine morning, the road was so frigid that the trees on either side were frozen solid. Lin Han checked the map on his phone as he took a tentative step, murmuring in admiration. The diamond forest truly lives up to its name. In the sunlight, the trees glittered like diamonds. A sudden frantic cry rang out from the distance. "Ah, why can't I break through this creature's armor no matter what I do?" The shout made Lin Han startle. Suddenly he saw a girl barreling toward him, chased closely by a ferocious monster. She ran and screamed, "I'm sorry, it was my fault." When she flashed past him, she sped away like the wind, then looked back and shouted, "Don't just stand there, run. This is a white-silver rank boss." He watched her retreating figure, speechless, just at the edge of the diamond forest and already ran into a white-silver rank boss. Is this girl's luck good or terrible? Seeing he was still frozen in place, the girl turned pale and cried out, "Run for your life. Has this guy been scared stupid?" Realizing the situation was bad, she turned back toward the hulking monster and winked provocatively, "Hey, you lizard beast. If you're so tough, chase me then." Seeing her risk herself to lure the monster away so others wouldn't be harmed, he smiled in admiration. In such a dire situation, she still thinks of strangers. She's got a decent character. From behind, the creature shot out a long, rope-like tongue toward the girl. She panicked and squeezed her eyes shut, fearing she was about to die. But after waiting with no impact, she wondered why she was still alive. She opened her eyes and was stunned by Lin Han's action. Lin Han, meanwhile, was holding the creature's tongue in his bare hand and said calmly, "Stop screaming. This isn't a white-silver boss. It's clearly a golden boss. Beautiful lady, how do you plan to repay me?" Suddenly the monster lunged with its sharp claws to tear him apart, but he immediately blocked the attack and delivered a brutal counterstrike. The counter sent the giant beast crashing to the ground, sliding a long distance away. The girl gaped at that terrifying strength. "Oh my, you're so strong." One move sent that golden-level hellfire lizard flying. "Let's form a team." He scratched his head awkwardly. "Huh? I don't even know your name. What team?" He paused and reconsidered. "Besides, I'm here to find the source of the calamity. I can't bring a dead weight along." Seeing his hesitation, she beamed. "My name's Du Yuyin Din, profession, heavenly transformation mage." Her enthusiasm moved him. He couldn't just abandon her. "Fine. Out of gratitude for her risking herself, I'll let her tag along for a bit." He suddenly noticed her profession and asked curiously, "A rare mage class? That's something." She brushed off the compliment and asked back curiously, "It's nothing special. So what's your name?" When Yuyin Din asked, he almost blurted his real name but stopped. "No, people above are watching closely. Revealing my true name would bring disaster." He hesitated, then borrowed his best friend's name. My name is Wang Chong, from Jiaoguang City." Hearing that, she happily cheered. "Big brother Wang Chong, you're awesome. Just one move defeated a golden-level monster and you still look so young. How did you cultivate? Can I come to Jiaoguang City to find you later?" Listening to her chatter, he twisted his mouth and thought to himself, "Making trouble. I've picked up a walking loudspeaker that eats rice. How can anyone have so many questions?" Helpless, he cleared his throat a few times. "Ahem, of course I'm strong. My real age is much older than I look." She widened her eyes. "I told you. No wonder you're so powerful. Nothing like those brats." "Haha, I'm so lucky." Seeing her smug smile, he asked curiously, "Why do you say that?" She shrugged in explanation. "Mage gear is too expensive and my purse is thin, so I risked entering the diamond forest to try my luck." Soon after, she brightened up. "But with you by my side, I feel like I can do anything now." "Ha ha." His head shook in bemusement at her carefree attitude. The girl was innocently ridiculous. "Fine, consider me looking after a little sister for now." Thinking that, he patted her shoulder lightly, making her jump. He remarked bluntly, "Your luck isn't that great." From afar, a dark shape came rushing toward them, forcing their attention elsewhere. He warned, "Look, danger's coming." A jet-black, shaggy beast with blood-red eyes screamed savagely. Its bulging muscular arms pounded its chest to intimidate nearby creatures. That monster was a golden-level bloodthirsty chimpanzee. Lin Han pointed at the chimp and said wearily, "See, trouble's at the door." Du Yuyindin panicked and shouted, "What the heck? How can a creature like this show up on the outskirts? That's ridiculously unlucky." Lin Han remained confident. "Hide behind me and you won't get a scratch." His eyes fixed on the gigantic beast. Its huge head required him to look up. Yuyindin shaded her brow and quickly put on her hat to cheer him on. At a time like this she wouldn't dare fight. She called out, "Big bro, you're so reliable." The chimp unleashed a 1,000-pound punch. Lin Han remained unfazed and responded with a counterpunch that stopped its attack. The shockwave from the clash shattered the ground, sending dirt and rocks flying. He curled a confident smirk. "Golden rank? That's all it is." While busy handling the hulking chimp, Lin Han sensed movement behind him. With one hand restraining the chimp, he turned and asked Yuyindin, "What now?" The girl behind was running in a panic, shouting, "Ah! Don't come here. There are lightning bolts chasing me." Talk about bad luck. Never a peaceful moment. Lin Han turned to see what she'd lured over, and he too was horrified. A wolf-like monster with blood-red eyes stood there sluggishly. What's scarier than one monster? An entire pack of beasts. Behind the alpha wolf swarmed numerous wolf pups, each with red-striped eyes, bearing fangs and ready to rend prey. Lin Han went pale as he recognized the pack. The red bronze demonic wolves weren't just a single beast but a whole pack. Damn. Does Yuyindin have a curse that attracts demonic beasts? That wasn't all. She dragged him from one surprise to another. Instead of keeping her distance, Yuyindin turned and lunged, wrapping her arms tightly around Lin Han from behind. Her action terrified him. She was a 1,000-pound burden. Wasn't he dealing with another monster? Why did she barge out like an NPC assigned to obstruct him or drag him down to the underworld for fun? Du Yuyindin whimpered, "Big bro, we're not going to die, right?" Squeezed from both sides now. The situation was obvious, no need for narration. Lin Han was busy facing the bloodthirsty chimp and now had an extra weight. The wolf pack behind was scarier than the useless, crying talking weight. He asserted, "Don't jinx it. This little thing hasn't given me trouble yet." With that, he tightened his grip on the chimp's hand. The monster winced in shock, unable to react in time. Lin Han gathered his inner strength, hoisted it up, and spun dizzyingly in midair. Yuyindin could only cower behind him, trembling. Immediately after, he leaped high into the air, dragging the massively built chimp several times his size. At the peak of his jump, Lin Han put all his force into flinging the beast like a ball or a scrap object. He shouted, "Get out of my sight!" The creature flew off like a leaf. Apparently Lin Han had a knack for bowling. The thrown chimp fell and crushed the pack of demonic wolves below. One stone, two birds, the monster concerns were temporarily resolved. Only the rice-eating burden beside him remained. Lin Han landed lightly as a feather, smiling brightly. He pointed at his handiwork. "See? Nailed it." Yuyindin gaped in astonishment. She clasped her hands in admiration, eyes sparkling with reverence. "Big bro, you're the best. I'm officially your hardcore fan." They both stared toward the dark forest. Yuyindin asked, "Don't you think the Diamond Forest feels a bit strange today?" Lin Han nodded in agreement. Yes. The density of strong creatures nearby spiked suddenly. Judging by how many monsters we had to take down upon entering, it's clearly abnormal. Lin Han speculated. Looks like an earthquake is about to occur, driving deep forest creatures to panic toward the outskirts. There should still be some time before the tremor starts. I'm thinking whether I can use a forbidden incantation to hasten it. Avoid a long night of chaos. He glanced at Yuyindin beside him. She was still wide-eyed and slack-jawed. He nervously scratched his cheek. He couldn't perform a forbidden incantation in front of her and reveal his hand. He needed to find a way to trick her away first. Yuyindin, unaware of his scheming, smiled and patted his shoulder affectionately. "No matter how many bosses come now, I'm not scared anymore. Big bro, you can handle them all." Lin Han crossed his arms, closed his eyes to look dignified, and pronounced, "The next leg depends on you." Suddenly deprived of support, Yuyindin frowned and cried in confusion, "Huh! Lin Han clasped his hands behind his back and calmly explained, "Actually, I'm just bragging. I can sense a terribly evil presence has entered the diamond forest, with strength not inferior to mine. The animals fleeing earlier were probing for him. Chances are we'll have to fight to the death." It sounded tragic and heroic, of course, only if that fictional figure actually existed. Din turned pale and asked anxiously, "So, what should I do?" A ridiculous question. She seemed utterly unable to act when danger appeared. How was she still breathing at this point? Her ancestors must be bearing the burden. Lin Han looked at her wearily and replied curtly, "Simple. Leave here immediately." But she still hesitated, glancing at the knocked-out beast, and nervously asked, "What if the Beast King chases me?" Lin Han replied decisively, "Relax. Trust me. It won't catch you." He gave a friendly smile and put both hands on Din's shoulders, and then, whoosh, he threw her hard, giving her a free flying lesson. Before she could react beyond squeaking, her feet left the ground. Lin Han was decisive, offering one short line before sending the girl skyward. "Make it a good flight." She soared high and far away from where they had been standing, then slammed down onto an open patch of ground. Gravel and stones scattered at the impact point. Din fumbled over her body in surprise. She was enveloped in a blue light and emerged unscathed. "What power did Big Bro use? I fell flat but didn't feel any pain. It's miraculous." Lin Han exhaled in relief and rubbed his head. Had to carry the weight before getting to the main task. Finally, that troublesome tail was gone. Now he could freely use the forbidden incantation to hasten the earthquake. He walked to a large, clear, still pond amidst the ancient forest. The scene was truly picturesque and romantic. Lin Han raised his staff high and began to unleash the forbidden power. Chaotic Domain! A violent gale immediately whipped up around him. Very quickly, a barrage of gigantic fireballs rained down from above like bombs. An apocalypse that could wipe out dinosaurs. From afar, Din had just staggered to her feet and was terrified by the sight. The scene was utterly devastated, chilling to the bone. Her face drained of color. She trembled and covered her mouth, stammering incoherently. What is this? This counts as a forbidden spell, right?" She was so frightened she nearly lost her soul. At the focal point where Lin Han cast the spell, a pillar of fire shot up into the sky like a volcanic eruption or a detonated nuclear weapon. The surrounding trees were charred to skeletons. Only blackened trunks remained. The sight was overwhelmingly intense. The ground was torn apart by the savage flames, splitting into deep fissures as lava welled up and spread. It truly was a natural disaster. A suffocating sense of horror and death permeated everything. Everywhere you looked were scenes of ruin. Lin Han, the source of all this trouble, paid no mind to the environmental aftermath. He hesitated briefly. Did I go a bit overboard? Used too much fire? But he brushed the thought aside at once. Whatever. As long as I get the disaster chi core, it's all worth it. A man resolute in his goals, truly worth emulating. Scene shift to the reconnaissance department of Yenyun City. The headquarters looked unremarkable from the outside, just a few ordinary-looking buildings. An employee barged into the break room. Urgent. Minister, it's serious. Yenyun City has detected abnormal forbidden spell energy. Outside the diamond forest, a girl reported that 2 masters are fighting inside the forest, and one of them used a forbidden spell. The minister had been relaxing in his chair, sleeping with an eye mask on. Hearing the report, he sprang up like a spring, yanking off his eye mask and shouting in alarm. "What? Quickly summon Elder C. Lin here immediately." An elderly, well-dressed man entered. His silver hair was groomed neatly and glossy. He spoke in a steady baritone. "I'm here." The employee looked at him with reverence, hurriedly stepping aside and bowing to make way. The minister hastily stood to receive him, so rushed that the eye mask still dangled on his head, ruining his dignified image. He reported, "Elder, according to current files, 2 masters are clashing in the diamond forest. Please assist us." The older man stroked his distinguished beard, showing interest. "I suspected there might be a seismic event here, so I came to take a look. Didn't expect to find such entertainment." Why have so many anonymous masters been popping up recently? The minister frowned, thinking, and timidly suggested, Elder, should we proceed with a capture operation? C1 issued crisp orders. Bring reconnaissance systems and shielding screens. Pinpoint that person's exact location for me. No matter what, we must meet them once. Whether they could defeat them would be considered later. It seemed he was determined to uncover the identity of this hidden master. The orders were quickly received. The minister complied. Understood, sir. C1 privately assessed that the forbidden spell's potency in the Diamond Forest didn't match supreme level, but had aspects of sacred realm power. He sighed ruefully. Ah, suddenly I regret taking on this bitter task. Back at the Diamond Forest, the gaping cracks and raging pillars of fire had calmed. The scene gradually returned to its prior tranquility after the tempest. Lin Han laughed triumphantly. Ha ha! The disaster chi core is finally mine. He held a delicate, gleaming green orb in his hand. His goal achieved swiftly. Before he could celebrate, Lin Han startled at something unusual. He spun around alertly. Why have so many strong auras suddenly gathered around here? Through the surveillance system, he discovered the Yun City reconnaissance teams group assembling not far from him. They were already closing in. They were planning an encirclement. A command rang out. Activate all probing devices and shields. By any means, extract that person for me. Lin Han hurriedly pulled out a last resort item, a handheld teleportation array. He began to sweat, thinking, it's over, it's all ruined. If they activate spatial shielding, this becomes a brick and can't teleport. Swift as a blade, he activated the device on his wrist. A magic circle and blinding white light appeared, enveloping Lin Han. He silently prayed for luck. Please work. Hope there's still time. Outside, the reconnaissance team was conducting a thorough scan with their systems. Reports sounded continuously. No one southeast. Southwest clear. No targets detected northeast. Northwest detected a person. Before the staffer could finish, a colossal beam of light shot straight into the sky from that location, tearing through the night. The minister slammed his fist down in fury, roaring, Damn it! Who on earth let them escape right under our noses? C1 was equally astonished and exclaimed, Is that a handheld teleportation array? Ordinary people absolutely cannot possess such an expensive toy. Cut to Lin Han's home. He was leisurely brushing his teeth and washing his face when his phone suddenly rang. A call came in from Manager Lu. Good morning, Manager Lu. A voice on the other end sounded urgent. Oh dear, Lin hasn't woken up yet? Something big happened last night. Lin Han flinched briefly but quickly regained his composure and asked, What big thing? Manager Lu replied, There was an earthquake in Yun City last night, and a mysterious master appeared. I'm worried about you, Lin. Hearing that, he was secretly delighted but feigned surprise. What? There was an earthquake last night? I didn't even go. What about the disaster chi core? Manager Lu laughed and said, Don't worry, Lin. The moment I got news about the disaster chi core, I contacted you. He replied, Sorry to trouble you, Manager Lu. After hanging up, Lin Han glared at his phone with annoyance. That sly fox was trying to fish information out of him. While wiping his face, Lin Han thought, Never mind. The disaster chi core is already in my hands. Now it's time to change jobs first. On the other end, Manager Lu chuckled smugly. A mysterious warrior in the Diamond Forest used a handheld teleportation array. Lin, you tried to hide the traces but exposed such an obvious gap. Aren't you underestimating others? Cut to the promotion hall. An attendant greeted him. Welcome, guest. Huh? Are you Mr. Lam? Lam Han scratched his head and smiled wryly. Ha ha. We meet again. I'm here to accept the rank up to 3rd. She exclaimed in surprise. If I remember correctly, you just received 2nd rank half a month ago. Have you already gathered enough heavenly calamity chi origins? Lam Han patted his chest confidently. Of course, these minor things are nothing for me. The other staff were stunned. A monster. He levels up fast and gathers resources faster. Does he leave any room for normal people like us? Oh my. Could I be about to witness the world's first third-ranked sacrificer being born? The attendant who had spoken earlier said, Mr. Lam, you're formidable. Please place your hand on the device and we'll assign your task right away. When Lam Han placed his hand on the device, an information panel appeared. Name, Lam Han. Profession, sacrificial staff rank, second, level 20 rank up task. Go to the Iron Forest, find the Forest Guardian and obtain the Guardian's heart. Task type, Team Quest task rank, S. After reading the task panel, Lam Han frowned in thought. Another S-rank task. Does it leave any chance for a sacrificer? Also, is there an Iron Forest in Duyet City? I didn't see it last time. Oh well, accept the task first. He smiled at the attendant. I accept. The attendant bowed and replied, Yes, I'll register you immediately. The deadline is the day after tomorrow. Good luck on your journey. Cut to the guild. Manager Lu cheerfully said, Lam, seeing you brightens my day. Lam Han handed him a sheet of paper and laughed. Ha, of course. I brought a business opportunity for you. Here's the list of equipment and medicines I need. My rank-up quest is in Yanvan City. Looking at the paper Lam Han gave him, he smiled. A third-rank task? Then I must congratulate you first. You'll become the first third-ranked sacrificer. Inwardly he calculated, a third rank needs 3 heavenly calamity chi origins. There was an earthquake last night and now Lam Han is ranking up. This can't be a coincidence. Sensing Manager Lu's probing gaze, Lam sipped his tea and thought, the old man already suspects me. In that case, I'll act a bit mysterious and throw up a smokescreen so he can't guess the truth. Then he sighed and began to complain. My 2 masters risked getting the heavenly calamity chi origins for me. Every time I'm on edge. After all, I'm only a support. I truly feel guilty toward my masters. Hearing this, the manager was astonished and thought, Masters? So there's a mysterious powerful figure backing him. No wonder he obtained the chi origins. Where does this origin come from? Just how strong is this protector to repeatedly get heavenly calamity chi origins? Never mind. Anyway, I must maintain good relations with this master-disciple pair. Then he asked, Lam, I have a treasure here. See if you need it. Hearing that, Lam was quite surprised. What's that? Lam Han stared curiously at the item placed on the plate. It turned out to be a disguise mask for appearance, facial slot, golden rank, description. When worn, the item lets you easily change into someone else's face. However, don't wear it too long or you'll forget who you really are. Lam Han exclaimed happily, Nice piece. How much? He kept a merchant smile. You're a regular. I'll be frank, 4 million. Lam Han held up 2 fingers. 2 million. He pointed at his phone and bargained. 3,800,000. I can't go lower. Lam Han pressed. 2,400,000. He smiled as if sure he'd won. Deal at 3 million. Then he handed the disguise mask to him. Lam Han clasped the manager's hand. Done. He waved cheerfully. Thanks. Manager Lu bowed. Take care, Lam. In his head he calculated, 3 million is a small price to buy the goodwill of a potentially boundless powerhouse. What better deal is there? Back home, he opened the system panel and commanded, Multiply blessing 10,000-fold. What had been a scrap of cloth had now become a gleaming silver mask. The info panel announced the 10,000-fold blessing upgrade of the disguise mask succeeded. Please check name. Free Spirit Divine Face. Slot. Face. Rank. Legendary. Details. When worn, the mask transforms the wearer into a person they know, including gender, build, and facial features. During the transformation, the user can acquire all abilities of the simulated subject. He looked happily at the treasure in his hands and muttered, Nice item. With this I can impersonate that fictional master. If those above try to find me, they'll be hopelessly off. Let's test its power a bit. After transforming into Chao Sung, he thought excitedly, It really is a perfect likeness of Chao Sung. That's right. Last time Wang Chong said Chao Sung would come to Yanvan City to train tomorrow. If I disguise myself as him, no one will suspect the person appearing in Yanvan is Lam Han. Cut to the street. Lam Han quietly watched Chao Sung's figure from a distance, holding the mask in his hand. He smiled slyly and thought, "Ha, Chao Sung. You'll make the perfect alibi for me." Chao Sung was strolling when suddenly a voice called out,
Bero Cao Sung.
"Ah!" Just hearing the voice, I knew it was you. He looked surprised at the person before him. "Aluong, what are you doing here?" Aluong clasped Chao Sung's hand enthusiastically. "Ever since you were accepted by the Advanced Academy, I knew you'd accomplish great things. I'm so proud of my eye for talent. Fate brings us together today. We must have a few drinks." Chao Sung replied, "We must have a few drinks to celebrate meeting again." They laughed and chatted happily. Aluong slung an arm around Chao Sung. "Then congratulations, big brother. Let's grab some drinks. This round's on me." Cut to the bar. Chao Sung was dead drunk, slumped over the table. Opposite him sat Lam Han holding the mask. He sneered at Chao Sung and thought, the sedative was strong. At least he'll sleep until tomorrow. As for the Iron Forest quest, I won't be polite. With that, Lam Han put the mask on and transformed back into a Luong. He then pushed the passed-out Chao Sung toward the waitress. Smiling, "Hello, miss." He flashed a VIP card and said, "Take him to the top-tier room. If he doesn't wake up on his own, no need to call me." After slipping into a quiet alley, Lam Han used the mask again, muttering, "Watch me change form once more." After transforming into Chao Sung, he grinned smugly. "Done, now who would recognize me? Time to do the Iron Forest mission." He moved deeper into the forest, and as Lam Han was lost in thought, a hand landed on his shoulder. The man beckoned, "Brother, have you formed a team yet? Our Iron Forest instance is well secured." He turned to look at the person behind him and, awkwardly, asked, "What's your name, uncle?" Hearing the word uncle, the man looked ready to sink into depression and turned to face the wall. "Am I that old? I'm only 27. This beard is making me look older. I should shave it off sooner or later." Lam Han watched him helplessly, thinking this brother is too sensitive. He forced himself to ask, "Hey, I'm Chao Sung. Pleasure to meet you. What's your name? What's your profession? Is it just the two of us for the Iron Forest instance?" By some miraculous turn, the man immediately snapped back to attention. He threw an arm around Lam Han and introduced himself. "I'm Vong Can, a level 30 night guard. I can also contact 2 more people. I'll make sure you're satisfied. I'm Chao Sung. Call me Brother Can." He couldn't help thinking, why does this feel like I've just walked into a bathhouse? While Vong Ken was gloating, a woman approached and asked coldly, "Have enough people arrived?" He turned and was startled to see the arbiter. She recognized him at once and said, "You're leveling up quickly. I'm Chao Luong. I'll be on this team." At that moment 3 people came up from behind. None other than Lam Yuyindin with 2 men, 1 chubby and 1 tall. Yuyindin apologized. "So sorry, we're late." Vong Ken waved dismissively. It's fine. Who are these 2?
Nguyên Yin quickly headline. I'm Lam Nguyên Yin. Profession. Celestial Transforman Mage.
They're just here for routine survey work and won't follow us long. The chubby fellow said, "Last time this girl saw some experts fighting." The other man flapped his arms like an eagle and added, "This time let us come to protect and investigate the situation." He forced a smile, inwardly thinking, what kind of luck is this? I form a team and run into 2 acquaintances, and even 2 government staff. Vong Ken said excitedly, "All right, everyone's here. Let's do the instance." Immediately, a ring of light appeared beneath them and teleported the group into the Iron Forest. After arriving, Vong Can was the first to speak. "Aha! The Iron Forest is beautiful. I'm here," Chao Luong scolded. "Vong Can, what are you shouting for? Don't you sense something off? It's pitifully quiet here." Vong Can folded his arms. "We're both level 30. Unless we face a domineering monster, we can take anything down." "Look at you trembling," Chao Luong snapped angrily. "Vong Can, you're such an idiot." Just then a tiger stepped out and snarled at them, startling Vong Can, who had been walking ahead. But he soon sneered, "It's just a strong-hide tiger. Chao Luong, look at how scared you are." Chao Luong remained serious. "You're an idiot. We're in danger." Instantly, Dozens of strong-hide tigers emerged from the darkness, roaring fiercely as they charged toward the group. Wangken smiled and pulled his shield up to block, the other hand gripping his sword. "I'll hold the left. Cover the right." Chao Luong dashed forward to stand guard. "Just protect yourselves well. Even if there are many strong-hide tigers, they're nothing to me." She moved at top speed, and a few basic slashes quickly dispatched a large number of the strong-hide tigers. Yuyin Din couldn't help exclaiming, "So strong!" Lam Han was equally surprised. Frontline professions are truly powerful. With 2 level 30 masters attacking, the tigers couldn't close in. But suddenly another strong-hide tiger appeared from somewhere, much larger than the others. Wangken immediately broke into a sweat. "What the? Tiger King strong-hide? This one's a golden rank boss. How is it appearing outside the Iron Forest?" Lam Han glanced at Yuyin Din, thinking, "Why does a golden boss always appear whenever I meet this girl? Her luck is absurd." Yuyin Din met the gaze of Vong Quang, Lam Han in disguise, and felt uneasy. "Why are you staring at me?" Wangken gritted his teeth, struggling to withstand the Tiger King's attack. "No, this beast is too strong. I'll hold it. Everyone split up and run fast, or we'll all be killed by the boss." Hearing that, Lam Yuyin Din and the 2 government agents Dong Tan said, "Run. Now, the 3 of us plus you, scatter and each run in a different direction." After they'd gone a good distance, Lam Han stopped, took out the mask and grinned slyly. "There's no one around now. I'll use the divine mask to create a mysterious master and fully draw 2 Lam Dian's attention." He transformed into an old, wizened man draped in a cloak, chuckling. "Ha, now this old fellow should appear to save them. So who should I start with?" Nearby, Wangken complained irritably. "What rotten luck. Why are we meeting so many monsters?" Chao Luong whipped around and shouted, "Watch out!" A swift slash came hurtling in. Luckily Wangken dodged in time, the slash easily cutting down a large tree nearby. Wangken stared in astonishment at what had appeared. A huge wolf, its face snarling angrily at them. Night Shadow Wolf, a golden rank boss. Wangken suddenly brightened with glee. "Ha ha! Didn't expect my luck to be decent too. Let me handle this stray Night Shadow Wolf." Saying that, he grabbed his large shield and decisively hurled it at the wolf, but Chao Luong quickly snatched it away. "Sorry, this kill is mine." She struck once, breaking the Night Shadow Wolf's neck as it howled pitifully. In the end it fell, blood pooling across the ground. Seeing this, Wangken frowned and demanded, "Chao Luong, what was that? Stealing a kill?" Chao Luong planted her foot on the prize and said arrogantly, "If you're blaming someone, blame your slow speed. What if it ran off?" They glared at each other like lightning striking, the air tense as a drawn bow. "Huh? You want to fight?" Amid the gunpowder-thick atmosphere, Lam Han paid attention only to the spoils. He jumped down from a tree and politely said, "Would you 2 mind giving me the pelt of this Night Shadow Wolf?" His sudden appearance startled them both. Their faces darkened with caution. Where did this expert come from? How did he get so close without us noticing? Wangken drew his sword and said sternly, "On what basis would we give it to you? We risked our lives to take this." Lam Han adopted a mysterious tone. "The pelt of this Night Shadow Wolf is very useful to me. If you won't yield it, then this old man will take offense." Hearing him, the 2 drew weapons to strike. As they lunged, Wangken barked, "Chao Luong, attack!" Chao Luong replied curtly, "Got it, you idiot." Seeing them come close, he subdued both of them with bare hands, pinning them to the ground. He then looked at them with a feral, slightly avaricious gaze and sneered, "Now can we have a civil discussion?" Recognizing him as a master, the 2 dared not make a sound, sweating profusely and stammering, "We offer the Night Shadow Wolf to you, Senior. Please take it and go in peace." From this incident he learned more deeply. Talking with fists is still the most effective. They moved deeper into the forest, when suddenly a pack of monsters rushed from ahead, aiming to restrain him, but they were knocked aside and sent sprawling by his activated defensive layer. He thought to himself, "With my current defenses, you lot can't do anything. This is too easy to handle." Before he could finish the thought, a giant monster lumbered up from afar, roaring with fury. He immediately recognized it. the three-eyed lord of the Greenwood, Maveen. No wonder those little monkeys dared to ambush us. Turns out this big brute was backing them. He decided, before I change class, I'll test my one-on-one combat ability. With that thought, he darted forward and threw a punch. But the monster was strong too, and immediately dodged his attack. He smiled. Quick reflexes. You dodged one of my punches. Let's see how many more you can dodge. Suddenly the monster raised a hand in a gesture to parley, as if sensing his overwhelming strength. He froze. Huh? You begging for mercy? But the monster glanced around, then went up to a tree and smashed it hard, breaking the trunk, picked it up as a weapon, and charged to attack. The move surprised him but quickly turned his surprise into interest. Interesting, you actually know how to use a weapon. Come on, show me what you've got. The monster wildly brought the tree down, but one of his punches shattered it. The tremendous aftershock sent it flying, tumbling several times across the ground. Seeing it sprawled out, he sneered. Such a puny golden rank monster, so weak. Suddenly a voice called from behind. We need to gather our teammates immediately. I've scouted this side. It's definitely safe. On the other side, the group stared in shock at the corpse of the massive golden rank monster, standing frozen for a moment. When they regained their senses, they still couldn't believe it. Impossible. How could this be? He hid behind a tree, watching them warily. Running into that girl again. Nothing good ever comes of it. The three approached the Maveen's corpse and commented, from my investigation, a master knocked this Maveen unconscious. The man beside her added, probably a fighter. I can see fist marks on the splintered tree trunk. The girl examined the wound, narrowing her eyes slightly. A single punch ended the fight. This style. Doesn't it resemble the master named Vong Quang I once met? Suddenly Chao Luong and Vong Can's group arrived from afar. Finally found you. Ah, right. Have you seen Chao Sung? She turned back and replied disappointedly. Still haven't seen him. Wasn't he surrounded and attacked by a pack of monsters? Hearing the girl's concern, Lam Han thought inwardly. Thanks for worrying about me, sister. Good, it's too crowded to show myself now. I'll just scout and finish the task first. Going deeper into the forest, he breathed a sigh of relief, finally shaken off those people. But then he wondered, where do I get the guardian heart from? When he looked up, he immediately spotted a platinum-level tree spirit guardian boss. The tree monster launched a barrage of vines toward the white-haired old man. The old man quickly leaped to dodge, silently assessing. The defense and offense of this platinum-level monster are terrifying. To kill it, one must strike its core. He vaulted to evade, but the vines kept pursuing relentlessly. They wrapped around his legs. Looking at the binding vines, the old man said calmly, big guy, these vines thinking they can deal with me are out of their depth. Finishing his words, he used his inner power to snap all the vines free. The tree monster roared in anger, the sound summoning an army of beasts to descend. The old man halted, his expression darkening. From high above, someone descended to the ground, and he exclaimed, it really is the boss of the Iron Forest, able to command all the monsters here. At the same time, in another corner, two Lam Dain seemed to have detected the disturbance and immediately ran over to investigate. Not good. Something big's happening over there. Follow me and let's check it out. The old man stared at the monsters and quickly calculated. Humph. A powerful aura is approaching the Iron Forest, Grand Mage 2 Lam Dain. If discovered, it'll be troublesome. Must win quickly. He frowned. He had intended to toy with them a while, but there was no time now. Then he raised his staff high and shouted, Forbidden Charm. Chaos Field. A gigantic magic circle appeared in the sky, from which a torrent of icy magic rain poured down. Those below witnessed the terrifying sight. The uncle stammered, Jay, just kidding? This power is a forbidden charm, right? The bun-haired girl thought, it's a forbidden charm again. Could it be the powerhouse who fought Vong Quang? The magical rain seemed poised to strike them, but a ring of magic promptly blocked it, protecting them. It turned out two Lam Dain had arrived in time to rescue them. The uncle cried out with relief. Great! We're saved! Two Lam Dain stepped forward and asked, Looks like I made it in time. You said you found a mysterious master here. Correct, the two young men immediately affirmed. 100%. The iron forest just shook violently and many monsters rushed out. The other reasoned. Then the forbidden charm appeared. Definitely two mysterious masters dueling. The bun-haired girl looked toward the forest path and reported, Grand Mage, we have a teammate named Chao Sung. He's still missing. Hearing that, two Lam Dain immediately dashed off, leaving the stunned group behind. I'll go scout it out. Witnessing his terrifying speed, everyone was horrified. So fast. Is this the supreme rank? Meanwhile, the old man stood amid the blackened land, holding the item in his hand, thinking, mission complete. I've obtained the guardian heart. Two Lam Dain is almost here. How can I avoid suspicion? There's a way. The old man immediately took out a spare phone and called the exchange. Hello? Is this Hui Noyet Exchange? I have a guardian heart. Are you buying? The person on the line instantly perked up. Rest assured, this rare treasure. We'll buy as many as you have. Regarding the transaction method, do you want to come in person or shall we pick it up? The old man's face turned icy. He said sternly, tomorrow morning I'll place the guardian heart on the tree to the left outside Hui Noyet. Leave the money there. I only accept cash. Absolutely do not investigate my whereabouts. Otherwise don't blame me. The clerk felt uneasy at that and hurriedly explained, of course, we know the industry's rules. Cash will be placed on time, not a cent missing. The old man looked at the screen and sighed softly, planning. After this I'll buy back the guardian heart from Director Liu, which should lessen suspicion on me. As for two Lam Dain, at the same time, he watched as the beasts were frozen en masse, forming an icy monument in the forest. Pushing deeper, a gigantic pit appeared before him. In the center of the scene, a young man was frozen solid, clutching a tree trunk. Two Lam Dain approached, raised his hand toward the youth, and shouted, break! Immediately, thick sheets of ice shattered and rained down. The young man's face was ashen. His whole body trembled as he murmured, cold, so cold, bone-chilling. Two Lam Dain narrowed his eyes and asked suspiciously, are you Chao Sung? The youth replied shakily, sir, you know me? Two Lam Dain explained, your teammates are very worried. Then he asked, did you see anyone here just now? Chao Dung hugged his cold body and stammered, sir, you're joking. I ran here and was hit by a white light. Then everything went dark. I don't remember anything. Two Lam Dain turned and left. Your teammates are waiting. Let's go outside. He thought inwardly. An ordinary second-tier assassin wouldn't notice anything odd. But this kid took a forbidden charm and only suffered minor injuries. Could it really be just a coincidence? Chao Dung was reunited with his friends. The uncle praised, not bad, you're lucky. Even a forbidden charm couldn't take your life. Chao Dung scratched his head and chuckled. Ha ha! It's thanks to everyone's blessings. You got through this. Let's form a team again sometime. The uncle replied, all right, I'll turn in my quest first. Bye-bye. The short-haired girl waved goodbye as well. The bun-haired girl turned to the two remaining young men and asked, aren't you leaving? The two answered in unison, we're leaving now. Wait until they're out of sight. Two Lam Dain whispered to his two subordinates, that Chao Sung is a bit strange. Send one to tail him. I'll go to the battlefield to investigate further. The black-haired youth immediately took the order, climbed a tree to observe, thinking, it seems nothing unusual. Chao Dung had long noticed he was being followed and smirked inwardly. You want to tail me? Let's see if you're skilled enough. With that thought, he glided away like a gust of wind, leaving the black-haired youth staring blankly. He hurriedly jumped down, clutching his face in panic. Ah, I've lost the trail. And on another fine day, Lam Han woke from a long, refreshing sleep. He stretched, yawned a few times, and feigned ordinary tiredness. After getting his bearings, he casually rubbed his head and looked out the window. Then he quietly deployed the eye of the supreme god to surveil the entire area around the house. Figures moved across his sight. No one could conceal their whereabouts. Maintaining the spell, he muttered his count. 1 to 3 for 5. All of them are officers from the Public Security Bureau. Seeing this, he surmised they'd uncovered the names Vong Quang and Chao Dung and still suspected him. After considering, he told himself, as long as I'm careful, I won't give anything away. With that decided, he stood up and went to the bathroom. While brushing his teeth, his phone rang. It was Director Liu. Seeing the caller's name, he picked up. Hello. On the other end, Director Liu exclaimed joyfully, Lamb, good news. Last night we bought a guardian heart, the very item you need to change class. When can you come take a look? Hearing the news, he immediately brightened. Really? Great. I'll come right away. He hung up and reassured himself. Last night's deal went through, so the police are probably only suspicious for now. As long as I act convincingly and react appropriately, no one will spot a slip. After his grooming, he rushed out of the house. Outside, a man hid in the shadows watching his every move. Seeing him leave, the man hurriedly reported over his radio. Boss, it doesn't look like an act. Does this Lam Han actually have something going on? The agent was still uneasy and continued reporting. I've watched closely. It doesn't seem like a performance. Could Lam Han truly be suspicious? In the distance, a handsome young man pushed up his glasses, eyes cold. This kid was the top of the year-end exam. He can't be this ordinary. That very ordinariness is what's abnormal. Tail him for me. At the same time, Lam Han arrived at the trading center. Director Liu stood ready at the door, smiling warmly. Mr. Lam, you're here. He replied, Director Liu, where's my guardian heart? Director Liu bowed and invited him in. Ha ha. Rest assured. The item was prepared long ago. Please come inside. On the roof of the opposite building, two unfamiliar men used binoculars to observe everything. The bespectacled young man wondered. Lam Han is just a normal student. Why is he so close to Director Liu? The man beside him fretted. They're inside now, boss. What do we do? We have no authority to search the Hui Noyet exchange. The young man thought a moment, then ordered, You keep watch here. I'll contact our superiors. Cut to the VIP room of the Hui Noyet exchange, where Secretary Liu and Lam Han were chatting cheerfully. Lam Han's eyes lit up when he saw the item Director Liu presented. It was indeed the guardian heart. Manager Liu, thank you for your trouble. Secretary Liu puffed up at that. Not a trouble at all. Helping Mr. Lam is my honor. Lam Han took the opportunity to announce an important piece of news that made the other man inwardly ecstatic. My master is very satisfied with the cooperation between me and Director Liu. By the way, he asked me to bring 2 items for you to appraise. With that, he placed 2 items on the table. The first was a legendary great blade called the Bloodslave Great Blade, plus 30% critical rate lifesteal ability. The wielder can sacrifice themselves to increase physical damage by 50%. The second was a legendary set of battle armor called the Earthback Battle Armor, plus 30% defense, which can surge to 50% if life is sacrificed. Manager Liu stared at the 2 treasures on the table, jaw agape, unable to believe it. He trembled. Both are legendary grade equipment. What kind of great power could possess something so terrifying? Seeing this, Lam Han remained calm. These 2 items mean nothing to my master, but he is someone who shuns fame and fortune, unwilling to reveal his whereabouts. Manager Liu immediately understood, nodding repeatedly. I understand. I understand. We will keep absolute secrecy. Lam Han glanced toward the door, his voice lowering. Then I trouble you, Director Liu. The tailing people outside are a nuisance. Please handle it. Director Liu's gaze turned cold. Consider it done. Outside the VIP room, 2 security guards were blocking 2 men from the police department. Gentlemen, this is a VIP area. Unauthorized personnel, please don't enter. The bespectacled man snapped angrily. Ridiculous. Lam Han is just a civilian. What VIP? We have a duty to inspect. No sooner had he finished than Lam Han and Director Liu stepped out with indifferent expressions. Director Liu scoffed. Who's VIP? Who's not is my decision. Remove all these troublemakers and tell their superiors to come get them. Lam Han grinned brightly and saluted mockingly. Don't worry. I'll remember your faces. The 2 men were thrown out by staff, glaring back at him in fury, wishing they could tear him apart. With the disturbance dealt with, Lam Han turned and said, It's getting late. Director Liu, I'll take my leave. The director beamed and bowed. All right, Mr. Lam, travel safely. Watching Lam Han's retreating back, Director Liu suddenly realized that he was headed for the promotion hall. How long has it taken for Lam Han to prepare for a rank-up? At the promotion hall, Lam Han strode in confidently. The receptionist blushed crimson when she saw Lam Han arrive and stammered, Hello. Welcome. Oh, Mr. Lam, you're back. Lam Han stepped closer, beaming. I'm having good luck today. I obtained the rank-up artifact. Can we start right away? Hearing this, the receptionist flustered and hurried to handle the procedures, her voice still trembling. Yes. I'll set up the promotion space for you immediately. A moment later, Lam Han appeared within the mysterious promotion chamber. 2 small red and blue orbs hovered around him. Suddenly the 2 orbs slammed into him, sending a jolt through Lam Han. He shouted and stepped back a few paces. Ah, that hurts like hell. After absorbing the 2 orbs, Lam Han collapsed to the floor, gasping. He thought to himself, no wonder third-tier rituals are as rare as autumn leaves. The calamity source brutalizes the body. Without a strong physique, one couldn't withstand such energy. After a short rest, he sat up happily. How strong would he become after the rank-up? It was truly something to look forward to. Next, he opened his personal information panel to check his new power stats. Scanning through his skills, he grinned and thought, oh, so I can turn calamity energy into my own power. Facing masters of the lightning and wind paths in the future, won't I have an absolute advantage? Meanwhile, in the waiting hall outside, people began to panic when they saw the results screen go blank white. Someone in the crowd shouted, Huh? What's happening? Is the results screen broken? After a moment of silence, the screen flashed and displayed, Rank Up Ritual, 3rd Transformation. Saint Altar Ritualist Lam Han. Everyone focused on the announcement board, faces a mix of shock and fear. A few couldn't help exclaiming, What is this? How could a ritual reach 3rd transformation? A young recruit below scratched his head and wondered, I'm new. Are 3rd transformation rituals really that powerful? Hearing that, the blue-haired guy angrily slapped the young recruit hard on the head and barked, Damn it! What kind of schooling did you get? Ignoring the recruit who was still clutching the swelling on his head, the blue-haired man pointed to the big board and continued to explain. Rituals are already extremely rare and require a scarce calamity source, so until now no one had succeeded in a 3rd transformation. This is truly a one-of-a-kind event. Soon after, a girl pointed at the announcement board and urged everyone, Look quick! The name Lam Han is up there. He's the top scorer of this year's final exam. Not only that, another girl stared at the board with adoration and said, Ah! Whatever Lord Lam Han does is amazing. I'll forever be his hardcore fan. Lord Lam Han, may I marry you? At that moment Lam Han stepped out of the promotion hall and, seeing everyone staring at him, startled and took a few steps back. What are you lot planning? Don't do that. Immediately, thousands surged forward racing to grab him. It's Lam Han. Catch him. Get his autograph. Don't let him escape. Seeing the crowd rush in, he shouted urgently, Don't come over here. Since the rank up, hordes of fans suddenly appeared at Lam Han's doorstep, forcing his family to hire bodyguards 24/7 to keep them out. The crowd kept screaming, Don't stop us. We want to see Lam Han. I want his autograph. One girl in the throng also shouted, Lord Lam Han, I love you. I want to be with you forever. Sitting inside the house, Lam Han turned an ashen black with anger at such syrupy words. Even his parents, seeing their son's fully covered outfit today, asked in puzzlement, Son, are you dressed like that to rob a bank? Hearing that, he felt utterly exhausted and, troubled, complained to his mother, Rob a bank? This is what you call being famous and controversial. If anyone barges in later asking, just tell them you didn't see me. Okay? Having said that, he decisively jumped down and bade his parents farewell. Mom, Dad, I'm leaving. But as soon as his feet hit the ground, he realized a girl was already carrying a ladder, preparing to climb over the wall into his house. The two froze and stared at each other for a few seconds. He glared at her and immediately bolted. Seeing him jump down from the house, the girl screamed, Someone jumped out the window. It's Lam Han. Lam Han's here. Then the whole group of girls swarmed after him. His father, watching his son like that, commented wryly, "Being famous is really tough." His mother dabbed her eyes with a handkerchief and exclaimed tearfully, "Oh, our son has finally grown up." Cut to Lam Han. He ran for dear life from the fanatic fans, then hid in a corner against a wall and complained, "That should be safe." Who knew dealing with fans would be harder than fighting monsters? He then removed the stifling cloak and headed straight for today's important auction. The auction was about to start. He had to get there fast. At the Hui Noyet auction site, just as he stepped up to the main entrance, fatefully he ran into Chow Sung, who had also come. Seeing Lam Han, the man cried out, "Lam Han!" He saw him and muttered, "What a coincidence." Seeing Chow Sung's sly expression, he asked, "What are you doing here?" Chow Sung, spotting him at this high-end auction, showed obvious contempt. "Lam Han, don't think a bit of fame lets you attend an elite auction like this. A place this upscale isn't somewhere country bumpkins like you can just walk into." As he finished, an attendant from inside the auction house stepped out and warmly greeted him. "Mr. Lam, welcome. Director Lam has been waiting for you inside." Hearing this, Chow Sung went rigid as if struck by lightning, standing frozen for a long moment, his face drained, unable to believe it. Seeing that, Lam Han walked over to the attendant and casually nudged Chow Sung's shoulder, taunting, "Lead the way then. Don't keep Director Lam waiting." Chow Sung grew livid, his face turning purple and his body trembling. His attendant leaned down and whispered, "Young Master Chow, didn't you say Lam Han's background was very ordinary?" He angrily slapped the attendant's head, leaving a large bump, veins bulging. He clenched his fists and growled, "If you're asking me, who am I supposed to ask?" Then he thought to himself, could Lam Han be hiding some secret identity? Inside the auction hall, Director Lam invited him to the best seat and cheerfully said, "Mr. Lam, you won't leave here empty-handed." He replied happily, "Then I trouble you, Director Lam. Also, get me a darker cloak. I don't want others to recognize me." At that request, Director Lam smiled and obliged. "Understood. I'll arrange it right away." He then handed him a black VIP card and said, "Also, Mr. Lam, this is the deposit for the Blood Slave Great Blade and the Earthback Battle Armor. There are 10 million in it now. If they sell for a higher price, we'll transfer the surplus to your card." The auction officially began. A beautiful girl dressed in a bunny outfit stepped onto the main stage and smiled. "Welcome to the Hui Noyet auction. Today's items will surely satisfy everyone." She presented the first auction item and introduced it. The opening item was a steel glove crafted from the hide of the strong-hide tiger, of golden quality. Equipping it grants plus 10% perception. If worn with gear that has shield points, those stats increase as well. This is unquestionably a high-tier golden grade piece. Then she announced the starting bid. Starting price 1.2 million. Each bid must increase by at least 100,000. Bidding begins now. In the audience below, wealthy bidders began to outbid each other. 1.3 million, 1.4 million, 1.5 million. From the VIP room, Lam Han looked down in disbelief. Seriously? Just a steel glove and it's being fought over this crazily? Below, the crowd was still jostling and scrambling to buy the glove. Finally, the girl closed the lot. 2.3 million. Third call. Congratulations to this guest for winning the steel glove. At the same time, Director Liu stood watching with Lam Han. He smiled and said, "With your eye, Mr. Lam, you naturally wouldn't be interested in such trivial things. But if an item later catches your interest, be careful of the people in the 5 private rooms." He glanced around at the 5 VIP rooms and asked curiously, "Are there any big shots in those 5 private rooms?" Hearing the question, he began to explain. "In our empire, there are 5 great clans. The Ma, Li, Tran, Wang, and Gongtun families. Their business networks span everywhere and their wealth is immense." Pausing, he continued, "However, at our Tien Hui Trade Association you must follow our rules. Mr. Lam, you needn't worry." Hearing that, Lam Han smiled and reassured him, "Don't worry. If I've set my sights on something, I won't give up. For the next auction item, the girl brought out something very special. Ladies and gentlemen, the next item is one of the centerpiece lots of this auction. Pass to the third relic access permit. Relic number 3 is also one of the high-tier sites among the world's major relics. Every 30 years this relic opens once, and each opening requires a specific shard to enter. Then she loudly announced that there were only 100 shards of Relic 3 left, and only fighters below diamond rank under 30 years old could enter. She then called the bid. Starting price is 10 million. Each raise at least 500,000. So place your bids. First come, first served. Hearing that, the crowd below erupted. They shouted ever higher bids. Oh my, 12 million. Nobody compete with me. Pfft. 12 million is nothing. I'll pay 20 million. 30 million. 50 million. Seeing how valuable the item seemed, Lam Han smiled and said, "No wonder it's a centerpiece item. Its worth is impressive." Director Lu beside him laughed and asked, "Aren't you interested, Mr. Lam?" Lam Han replied, "No, I absolutely must have it. 80 million. In another private room, a man, the fourth young master of one of the 5 great clans, Ma Tianhan, hearing the sky-high bid Lam Han put forward, went pale and asked the girl behind him, "Someone bid 80 million. Do you have more?" The girl, though hesitant, firmly ordered, "Keep going." Ma Tianhan raised the bid by 10 million. He then said in a low voice across, "Brother, Relic 3 shards are very important to the Ma family. Please give the Ma family some face and withdraw. The Ma family will compensate you 50 million. How about it?" Hearing that, Director Lu leaned in and whispered, "These two are 4th young master Ma Tianhan and 2nd Miss Ma Tian Tam, existences like dragon and phoenix among the young. If you want good relations with the Ma family, yielding this item as a friendly gesture wouldn't hurt." Despite his advice, he decided, though the 5 great clans were powerful, this is the auctioneer's hall, whoever pays more wins. He thought to himself, these wealthy clans really have lots of money. Even if I sell off all my golden gear and inventory, I might still not lose out. Then he crisply raised his bid. 150 million. Hearing him shout that, Ma Tianhan flew into a rage and barked, "You really don't plan to be courteous and build ties? 180 million. He just snorted and replied, "Sorry, I have no interest in forming ties with the 5 great clans." Then he raised the bid again. 200 million. Ma Tianhan, furious, pointed at him and shouted, You're asking for it. I won't forget your face." Despite the threats, he showed no concern, eyes gleaming with triumph because what he wanted was now within reach. Below, the girl began to close the bidding in astonishment. "Oh my, unbelievable. 200 million. 200 million once. 200 million twice. 200 million thrice sold."